the hotfix, I would imagine, advantages Demon Hunters, but maybe skill cap just has like a clear advantage regardless.
Yeah, and the gates have opened. We see everybody is getting into position, and I'm not really sure here. Like compositionally, would you rather have the Demon Hunter or the Guardian?
I think the Demon Hunter, especially given the hotfix that came in, I think that will disadvantage the Guardian Druids a lot. And actually, they get the sap on Corki in the open here. That's really not a good start, because the one thing the Guardian Druid does have is the stealth to get over to the flag, but it looks like he should be okay. His team's with him.
Yeah, he's just gonna run through, go up that ramp, and try to get to the flag room as soon as possible. And it's not gonna look like there's any trouble for Corki whatsoever.
Yeah, his team was with him. They're sticking together rather well in this situation. Of course, Lontar and Kavi, well-renowned arena players, also very high rated in the RBG bracket. Kavi, former BlizzCon competitor himself, on the Paladin, and this is a very standard composition we saw yesterday. We did see a lot of Restoration Shamans coming out. I'm kind of surprised that there's no Mistweaver monks on either team in this map. The Mistweaver was really well combined with the Vengeance Demon Hunter, because the Mistweaver is basically the only healer that can actually kite him. And honestly, I would say this opener isn't good for skill cap. Like, Corki is getting caught up, it's being slowed down, meanwhile Benny's having absolutely no problem, just on his own. The only advantage skill cap has is that they are kind of alone in this 6v6, like they have their entire team together. So if they could force an entire team wipe here, obviously that would be the perfect situation for them.
Yeah, and Corki he's gonna take so long to get there, whereas, like you said, Benny, he's kind of just cruising through right now, going down the ramp, and I mean, he's gonna easily get across. Actually, he just gets jumped by Rogue now. Acro making his way there, gets the kidney shot, and he's looking to get some damage in. Monkarns now as well connecting. Big blinding light though. I think Benny should be fine for now. He jumps away. Yeah, I think he's good.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing well. They could crowd control over onto Acro, getting the in-cap over on his Trinket, as we see both the Windwalker and the Rogue on offense. But meanwhile, that means there's 2 DPS missing in the defense. Corki, though, on the Guardian Druid. Freedom's coming out from Kavi, means he's easily able to cross back to his base. So Kavi should be safe at this... Oh, sorry, Corki should be safe at this moment in time. It means they have 5 members trying to connect over onto Benny, but of course, the Vengeance Demon Hunter, very difficult to catch. I am really curious how this defense is going to get set up later in the game, though, because obviously the Vengeance Demon Hunter, he wants to kite away. Like, he is inherently less tanky. He's actually getting caught up here. This is the touch of death on Benny. He could be taking a lot of damage, but a good double tank ability thingy, whatever it's called, I forget.
Oh, Benny's in big trouble here. He's caught up in the kidney shot. His Trinket is procced. He does have a jump, though. He might make it away for now, but Acro and Monkan has been doing such a good job keeping up with him all the time. He really needs to try to get some distance here, and he looks like he's going to be able to finally get away from them. But they were on him from the Berserker hut all the way to pretty much the enemy starting room.
Yeah, it's quite impressive how much uptime they had. I really think a big part of it is the fact that he doesn't have a Mistweaver on his team, because it means that basically they don't have a way of keeping a healer on him at all times, so he has to kind of like stay in with his team a little bit. You see that Lontar is actually pushing up on the offense right now. They're trying to take down the Holy Paladin here. If they can take down the Holy Paladin, then there'll be no healers on defense, and Benny could be in big trouble. It looks like they may well be able to do it. He's doing a fantastic job, honestly, of staying alive here with Acro and Monk tunneling him down. Excellent job in the start.
Yeah, the Demon Hunter is so slippery, and they have a lot of defensive cooldowns as well. A relatively short CD, so Demon Hunter is just so good in these flag carry maps. He does pick up the speed. Benny's going down the tunnel, and all he needs to do is basically try to kite in a big circle around the map and try to avoid the Acro. He wants to completely outrange them before they even connect. On the flip side, Corki, he's not really doing much. He's just trying to AoE out some rogues, not really finding anything. Definitely looks like the defense that Corki and Cervantes had is just super good. You can see Corki is actually dancing right now. He's just not phased at all.
Yeah, it's pretty bold because there's a rogue on the enemy team. Obviously, the rogue has revealed himself right now, so not too worried about it. But Corki being quite bold, I think he's known for this sort of personality, so you love to see it from him. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Like they're keeping the DK on defense. Like Cervantes has been sitting back here with Corki and Cabby. So they have kind of like this 3-man defense. It's very good for wiping out the opponent. Kane actually charges in by himself. The lone Warlock probably not going to achieve too much. We know Warlocks can be pretty scary, but I'm not sure they're that scary.
Yeah, Kane is going to have to run, and that's the beautiful thing about having Cervantes in the defense. Chains of Ice is such a strong ability. Like you can't really keep up with Corky if he decides to run when Cervantes is there gripping people away from him and spamming Chains of Ice on them. And they do take down Kane. Kane was a little bit overzealous there, got ahead of his team. And Corky, he's gonna get freedom now. Cabby doing a good job keeping him up, and Corky's just gonna bounce off to safety. And Benny now getting opened on. I think he could be in big trouble. The Touch of Death has been activated.
Yeah, the offense has been destroyed, but from Omegalul, now the damage comes out over onto Benny. These stacks, like we say, they stack higher and higher really fast now. 20 seconds per stack rather than 30, and they go to a higher cap as well. So Benny going to be in trouble now that the defense has been wiped out. The Maddox, you can see them coming in. Warwick is looking for the connect here. Benny solo on health, and he doesn't have any healers with him. Like, there's no way he's going to be able to stay alive without his healers. Surely the cheat death procs actually reconnect from Max, able to get there with the Iron Bark. Huge heals coming in from the Restoration Druid. Somehow, someway, Benny stabilizes, but he's kiting away from his healers once again. Reconnects with his Holy Powder now. Acro steps over. Lontar in hot pursuit, the Monk as well. Still in huge trouble here in the kidney.
Big kidney shot, and what a nice hex as well. And they do take Benny down, and they manage to return the flag, and Corky himself caps the first point.
Yep, so it's going to be 1-0 skill capped. Excellent start from the team. Took them 7 minutes to get the offense. I really do feel like Kane threw that a little bit though, because they had 3 people committed to offense. They had Max, they had their Rogue, and they had Kane as well. But Kane just like charged in, completely disrespecting the fact that Cervantes was there. Cervantes just kills him off instantly, and then the whole kind of offense was thwarted by that. So nicely played by skill capped. They were able to get a clean kill. You can see Cavi riding on Corky's back, riding to victory, his handsome stag right now.
And yeah, I mean, to build on a little bit what you said there, Kane, if he would have been there, skill capped, they weren't in the best spot actually, because Benny had kind of survived the attack, and it was their turn to go aggressive there. And of course, him dying, like you said, just completely negated that offense. But I really want to commend skill capped as well on the setup that they run in the defense with the Holy Pala and the DK. It just makes it such a tanky comp to deal with. But they also have freedom combined with Chains of Ice on the enemy, combined with, you know, a Druid who's just going to be super fast. I mean, you can see Corky right now. He's just scooting through the map here on his travel form. He's almost reaching the tunnel in a matter of seconds. So definitely a really strong defense to have. And then the offense, of course, as well with the Rogue and the Windwalker. So much burst on the side of skill cap to take down Benny when they do catch him, which just happened now.
Yep, they are able to catch him right now into the full kidney shot. Sap as well. It's an interesting start here. I mean, honestly, the entire team's kind of caught up in the base. Potential for a fast cap, it doesn't look too likely. I feel like the Demon Hunters, normally, whenever we say that they can die, they just jump, and then they're completely fine. But Acro and the Monk both have a good connection right now. DR leg sweep and the kidney slightly overlapped. Might enable him to get away. Fist of Fury jumped. Maybe if they hadn't overlapped those stuns, they could have at least forced a trinket here. Iron Bark. We see the incap over onto Max to deny any future healing. He's in a lot of trouble here, Benny. Able to trade out a few of his cooldowns, though. Looks like they should be able to thwart the offense as Cervantes surely falls here. Does end up doing so. Lontar feared on his trinket. Nice play from Kane. See another kidney shot over onto Benny. He still has his trinket. He's holding onto it. Abomination connects. Cervantes actually corpse res. They didn't pick up the corpse from Cervantes. Slight misplay here from Omegalul. But Benny, once again, should just be able to kite away. Hopefully be fine.
Yeah, this was the Touch of Death and the Touch of Karma as well. All CDs activated from Monkarn. So they're really trying to all-in Benny down here. And I think Benny, with that freedom and his jump, should manage to make it out. Oh, Cervantes, though, gets a big death grip. Benny, though, still has the freedom to work with. Should be able to make it out. He gets Chains of Ice though. Actually, Cervantes is he's doing a really good job keeping Benny snared here. His team is being allowed to reconnect because of it, and now Acro gets another kidney shot as a result of that play. Hiron Bark is activated, so Benny should survive here, but Max, he doesn't have much mana left to work with, so if they connect like this onto Benny a couple of more times with Cervantes grips, he could actually go down.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like the healers are struggling to catch up with Benny more than Acro and Monkarn's eyes. It's actually really impressive. We saw, I think it was Balamos' team with Seth Curry in NA trying a similar strategy where Seth Curry would just chase after the Havoc Demon Hunter and be annoying the entire fight. Meanwhile, the defense is solid as well because, you know, you got Cervantes, who's able to change device, as you say, combined with the mobility of the Guardian Druid. It's like very hard. Currently, he's kind of skirmishing in the midfield, fancies his chances one-on-one against Creamy here. A little skirmish. Actually, it could be quite impactful because if Cervantes ends up losing this, then Creamy will just be able to push forward over onto Corki. But it looks like Cervantes, you know, came second in the duel tournament very recently, so has a very good chance of securing this one. And Creamy should most likely fall here.
Yeah, Cervantes is going to trinket out of that kidney shot, and he is going to take him down. But he did commit a lot of his offense there, so I'm wondering if he's gonna. Okay, no, he's gonna go for the Warlock as well of Kane, try to take him down as well. He's doing quite a lot with Death
Killing everyone.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised about the Affliction Warlock pickup as well. It's not that often that we see them in arena play, so I think it's a bit refreshing to see them now. And Benny is in big trouble here. He's actually going to go down to the Touch of Death. Monkarns again with a big play, takes him down, and Corki should be able to secure the flag capture as well.
Yeah, so Corki, we can see him running forward right now, looking to see if he can cap it. I think he's. I'm like very slowly on my observer client, very slowly going in. Is he BMing right now? Because I don't see anyone attacking him. Pretty sure he could just cap the thing. That's a very Corki play, I think. Corki, a little bit of the BM there. Skill cap take the 2-0 lead though. One more flag, 8 minutes remaining. This is looking very convincing for a 1-0 here from Skill cap.
Yeah, I mean, Omegalul would need to have some big plays to come back in this. I don't see it happening. With only 8 minutes to work with, I think that they should maybe start strategizing for the next map, because right now, I mean, Benny, he hasn't even gotten to the flag yet, and Acro and Monkarns are already on top of him with the kidney shot, and they're already trying to slow him down as much as possible to allow Corki actually time to get across and take the flag. And Creamy actually getting caught out. He's picked up the flag. He wants to trade it over to his flag carrier, but he doesn't manage to right now because Corki is just disrupting him so much on that Guardian Druid.
Yeah, Corki's actually staying in defense here. He wants a piece of the action. He's tired of just running away from everyone. Wants to get stuck in. Creamy, though, with the freedom, looks like he should be able to get away. Actually was able to swap the flag as well over onto Benny. So perfectly played by them. They actually have a chance of a quick cap here. Corki nowhere near. So the flag had to be picked up, I believe. Was it? It's not Cervantes who has it. Maybe it's Monk who has it in this situation. I'm not 100% sure who has the flag for them right now.
It's
Acro. Okay, Lontar has it right now. So they are unable to swap over to Corki. Actually, they're keeping Lontar in defense on his own. It looks like they don't even have the ambition to swap it to Corki. Corki wants to be an aggressive Guardian Druid at this moment in time. It could be a mistake from Skillcapped. They're kind of giving Omegalul a chance here.
Yeah, it's a little bit bad-mannered, I think, but at this point they have a really big lead to work with, and Corki, he sees blood, and Monkarns does as well, because Benny is getting really low here. No healers to be found anywhere, because we said he is a Demon Hunter. Actually, Max, he is next to him, but completely tapped, so not too much mana to work with. He does get a beautiful Cyclone out, though, and a bash on the trinket of Monkarn as well, allowing Benny some breathing room, but Acro, with the reconnect, should be able to secure a kidney shot. Gets caught up in the imprison, and here we go. Nice fear as well there from Benny. Another jump. Benny's been doing such a good job here kiting these two, but a nice Ring of Peace is gonna make them reconnect here. Monkarn gets caught up in the Illidan's grasp. Benny is doing such a great job on this Demon Hunter. It's so powerful.
Yeah, I mean, the Vengeance Demon Hunter is super strong, but I feel like without the Mistweaver, it's not as... you can't use the mobility as well as you wanted. We see Leg Sweep caught up here on his way, as well as Benny. Max, as you say, completely out of mana, but he does have both his healers with him here, Benny. So looking good on the chance of surviving. Meanwhile, the offense thwarted for Omegalul. Kane will probably go down here. See Corky even committing with the skill bash, able to get back to defense, get the flag. Skill cap should be able to round this one up. I think with Lontar in defense carrying the flag, maybe it was a bit of bad manner, but they've decided it was not the right play since, you know, both the healers had to stay in defense. Now they should be able to get more uptime on Benny with the offense thwarted at this moment in time. Monk Arms trying to get a reconnect over. Acro and Lontar also in hot pursuit. It was a similar fighting pattern to what we saw yesterday, or saw over the weekend for some of the NA teams. Benny's just kind of like trying to do a circle where he will go all the way through the tunnel. He'll come back out via graveyard. So if any of his team dies, he can always just reconnect with them. And he just continues that loop around. But without the Mistweaver, setting up the Transcendence port and all the rolls, etc., doesn't look like any healers are able to get to him. Touch Death connects, very low on health. We see big damage being swapped over onto the Holy Paladin as well. Benny able to survive for now, but if he keeps tanking skill cap, it looks like he will fall at some point.
Yeah, Benny's still not out of the woods yet. He's gonna try to jump up on the graveyard, but Acro connects with the cheap shot. This could be it. Cervantes with the Abomination as well. DR kidney shot. Benny should surely fall here. His sheet death procs. He is jumping away, but he dies in the middle of the jump. They return the flag, and skill cap takes the first game.
GG's to skill capped, although it is not a victory that we were surprised about. That was a pretty...
that the Rogue will go for some sort of play. Obviously, the Resurrecting member would be able to cover for him with the base, but we do see the standard setup. Creamy is actually going to be going into offense, and Kane, the Warlock, is going to be the member sitting back on Omegalul. Meanwhile, Acro, the more standard play from skill capped, Acro will be the member sitting back, capping the base, whilst the other 5 go into the fight.
It's a bit interesting to see how that Warlock is going to do in defense. There's definitely some potential for ninja caps there if the Assassination Rogue decides to go over there. But we do see the team fight is being initiated here in Waterworks. You can see Monkarns and company are trying to make their way over to Waterworks flag. Right now, it seems like skill capped they're covering some ground here. It looks like they are going to be able to start immediately try to cap. Not going to get it though, and of course you see a solar beam immediately popped from Corky. All his cooldowns are being used. They're really trying to push Omegalul off this base so that they can start capping it.
It's a really interesting strategy from Omegalul, though. Benny has actually peeled off. He has the Spectral Sight. We'll be able to see Acrolul's. Acrolul's respects that, immediately dashing the direct opposite way. Nice play from Acro, completely aware of what Benny was up to there. Now Benny just kind of hovering around midfield. Meanwhile, Kane taking a little bit of damage. Creamy is back in defense as well. So this is instantly become a split or fight. Like Omegalul, they didn't want to take the straight up 5v5. They didn't feel confident in that. So instead, they've gone for different plays. Cavi, the healer, actually soloing the Affliction Warlock right now with his wings. Is he going to be able to achieve it? Will stomps the fear. Kane's so low on health. The bubble offensive. And Cavi's going to strike first blood on the healer.
Very, very nice from Cavi here. He's going to also look to try to cap the base. There's a Blessing of Protection going out for Cervantes. Cervantes covering Creamy here with an Asphyxiate, gets the Death Grip. But the Shadowy Duel, like you were kind of mentioning, Adrian, he's coming in clutch. But Cavi, nope. Creamy's doing a great job here, just shutting down everybody with that Fan of Knives while he was in that Shadowy Duel. But he's not going to be able to hold the base for much longer. Kane needs to make his way down here as soon as possible. You see the Gladiator Safeguard now as well, proccing. Benny's here with the Darkness, and it looks like the Lighthouse is going to stay fine for now.
Yeah, and in the meanwhile, of course, Skill Cap were able to pick up Waterworks whilst all this trickery is going on for Omegalul, so they have the 2 base advantage. 2-1 now. I like the play from Omegalul. Like I really liked that Benny went for the play on Acro, but Acro, as soon as he read that and just ranged the Spectral Sight, it just felt like Skullcap just had their number the entire time on this play. They were always one step ahead. They obviously were able to wipe out the team fight, cap the second base, and as we were saying in the pregame, once you have 2 bases on this map, it's so difficult for the enemy team to actually cap it, especially in 6v6. You're only tracking 6 people. You know, there's only 2 stealth members on the side of Omegalul, so as long as skill caps are aware of where Creamy is, like constantly calling out, you know, this guy's in stealth, this guy's committed to this base, it should be very easy for them to continue winning these fights. In the meantime, they're attacking the Holy Paladin here. Benny has gone back and actually committed some of his time to Waterworks here, but it doesn't look like they're achieving too much. Everyone's still alive on skill cap. Don't think we've seen a single death from them yet in this game. I don't even recall if we saw a death from them in the last game, so far this has been completely one-sided show.
Yeah, skill capped is just in a super commanding positioning right now. All they really need to do is just hold off the attack here at Waterworks, and they will just slowly win the game. The 2-point lead is super nice, and it's super hard to break through it, because what teams end up doing is they'll have one person defending like Acro, and then they'll have the rest of the team kind of floating between Waterworks and Mines. And because it's such a small distance, it's very easy for Acro to kind of stall it out if someone attacks his base and have his team reconnect, and to do the same thing with Waterworks. Now on the flip side, Omegalul, they need to regroup and start creating some chaos here. They need to get skill cap to kind of commit more members to the wrong base, but it's a hard task to do as they are being wiped out here in Waterworks. We see Zuex trying to swim his way away from the team fight, barely gonna be able to escape, I believe, but skill capped, they're just stopping everyone from regrouping here. There's not really much Omegalul can do. I actually think Zuex should just try to die here. He's going to be in a pretty bad position if he has to go to a team fight like this.
Yeah, Zoic's definitely like struggling. I mean, whenever he goes into the team fight, it seems like the Holy Paladin is the main target for skill capped with that melee-centric composition. It was actually an interesting play. They managed to kill Cervantes off at Lighthouse, but they didn't really go for anything. Benny looked like he was walking towards Mines, as Zuex will probably fall here. Does end up doing so. The smoke bomb play from Acro, nice play from him. But I mean, it just doesn't seem like there's any offense coming from Omegalul. Like, you know, they get the kill on Cervantes. They were a 6v5 advantage on the map. Maybe that was a play where Creamy and Benny could have charged Waterworks. They could have charged Mines, gone for something. But it seems like they're not really committing to any play right now. And the longer they don't really do anything, it means that the game is actually going longer and longer. Actually, so it looks like they're trying to get damage here over onto Max. Max taking good damage here. Zoex actually died here, so maybe they can go for the replay. They're trying to tail him off. He just rezzed at the base. They get the kill over onto him. It looks like they actually they have this base here. They're playing on the Alliance side. I thought that skill capped were running Alliance, but they just rezzed at Waterworks. So if they can actually get this wipe, that means that they're actually behind here, but they are getting the wipe here. Max is going to die, but in the meantime, whilst they were winning this fight, it looks like Creamy and Benny did go for the offensive play, and skill capped. So actually, we had the teams the wrong way around. We thought the skill cap were the team playing Alliance, and that Omegalul were the team playing Horde. But that's why they were committing all those resources to Waterworks, was because they were behind. They end up winning the team fight, but losing the third base, and they actually leave the game.
Yep. So just
So do we get to see them when you play the game? Because obviously you can't get the observing from the inside, but they are huge things. Anyways, we'll have to see how the two teams do pair up. Obviously, mirrored compositions aside from the Demon Hunter for the Windwalker and the Resto Druid for the Resto Shaman. As we see an opener over onto Cavi. Skillcap were actually putting a lot of their attention over onto Zuex on this Holy Paladin in the last team fight. Looks like they're going to do the same again here. Triple leg sweep coming in from Monkarns. Huge opener. Should be able to force the Divine Shield immediately. That's about as good a start as you can get onto a Holy Paladin. Meanwhile, though, huge stun coming out over onto Cavi. Big damage. Lontar does have his Ascendance up right now. Trades out Spirit Link to hold the Divine Shield. So different trades coming out on both teams, but huge cooldowns forced out.
Yeah, I like holding on to the Divine Shield. We see the Holy Paladins of both teams are actually the main target. Zuex, he's caught up in another kidney shot. Nice Ring of Peace on that Darkness, that deadly combination. And we see a nice girl from Acro, triple DR caps done. Zuex is going to be the first one to fall. And now we see the attention is being shifted over onto Kane, onto Max actually now, taking huge amounts of damage. Nice Cyclones coming out from Corky as well, trying to stabilize Cavi here. And Kane is looking very low. There's not really anyone healing in this fight anymore, so should be an easy cleanup for skill capped, and they should be able to start picking up those orbs.
Yep, they do. They're able to get it. Let's see if they can stagger the reses, though. That could be a big play they look for. Max on the Resto Druid. He actually walks back into the center. I'd love to see them just keep him alive for a little bit here. Stagger the res a bit more. Cervantes is chasing. They could just kill him off now. If Max dies here, it's going to be absolutely disastrous for the side of Omegalul. It looks like he's actually trying to kite through. Gets a nice wild charge. No Death Grip able to come. Blind coming in from Acroloz. They break it, though. I think Cervantes actually broke that one with his damage there. If Max is able to survive, then it's going to be a pretty reasonable situation. You can see orbs picked up by Corky and Monkarns, and we have the increased buff, so you can see how much additional damage they're taking. Right now, Corky's taking about 100% increased damage in the kidney shot. If he's able to die here, should be a good situation for the enemy team. Omegalul have 6 members in this fight. If Corki dies, of course, Skillcap would be behind.
I can't believe he stayed alive there. Long doing such a great job, but Monkar now taking huge amounts of damage. He might actually be able to stabilize Corki though as well, getting caught up here, taking huge amounts of damage, and he's going to go down. Now we see the attention focused over onto Monkar. He's going to go down as well. We got 2 orbs now returned on the map. They're going to look to pick those up on the side of Omegalul.
Yeah, Benny able to pick up the first. No one's gone for green yet, though. Looks like Creamy is moving over to it. I think you can pick up whilst Hexed. Hex, one of those CCs that has kind of weird interactions where you can do various things whilst you're a frog. Frog C, frog does. Benny and Creamy have the orbs right now. And this is kind of the trade that you expect. Skill capped, they win the first fights. They get the first, 200-300 points. But then because those 2 orb carriers are exposed, they take increased damage with the flag buffs. Omegalul was able to kind of group up, get a 6v6 team fight, take down the 2 orb carriers, turn it into a 6v4. And if they can stagger the reses here, Cervantes overextends. Huge mistake from Cervantes on the Death Knight there. Now they will have a disadvantage going into this next fight, which could be huge for Omegalul.
Yeah, Omegalul is actually in a pretty good positioning. Benny barely survives here with that Hand of Sacrifice coming in clutch there. Benny's going to surely stabilize here, and because you have that orb, you're doing so much additional damage as well. Corki, with the Incarnation activated, is trying to reverse that pressure. Benny is going to respect it and try to run away, but he's not going to be able to. He's going to go down. Now Arj, the next focus, but I think he's going to be able to get out of that kidney shot and run away for now. Looking again to pick up more orbs as we see Kane fall as well.
Yep, so that is the standard kill off there from Skill Capped. Creamy is looking tempted to pick up the orange orb. He wants to. He's got to be careful though, because if they do end up losing this orb here, they could stagger really badly. Which would be incredibly detrimental. Creamy does end up picking it up, so he's going to be denying points here mostly. His entire team is dead right now. Zuex just fell, Arj is shortly going to fall, and this is basically the worst situation you can be in. Your res is staggering over and over. Creamy's also going to die here. So they're going to have people, as new people are resing, new people are dying. Max also caught in the full hodge here. Bad situation for Omegalul, as Skill Capped are going to get an entire wipe staggered. They have the 2 orbs. They need to run into the center though. We noticed in 6v6, if you have your orb outside of the center, you get basically 0 points. I think you get like 1 point every 10 seconds or so. It's really insignificant. Corki now charges into the center though, so they're going to be getting optimum points at this moment of time.
Yeah, and now we see Corki, like you mentioned, in the middle, just soaking up those points with Monkarn. And I like that they're using the Moonkin and the Windwalker to kind of carry the flag, both pretty tanky targets, pretty mobile targets. Now we see a Solar Beam coming out on Zuex. Benny caught up in a stun, and Arch immediately gets deleted from the game. Corki now activating his Barkskin, and he's taking the brunt of the damage. Benny's going to go ahead and claim that kill. Monkarn as well. Going to go down, and now it looks again like Omegalul is going to do the focus to both orb carriers and then go after the rest of the team, then pick up the orbs, and now we can see if they can stagger those reses as well, like Adrian mentioned. Very important thing to do.
It was actually a beautiful play from Benny there. Acro vanished to run and get the orb, and Benny charged over to him, get the Chaos Nova, and got the orb for himself. So beautiful play coming in from Benny. They have 2 orbs now. Game's pretty even, honestly, between Skill Captain and Omegalul right now. Omegalul, perhaps we underestimated them a little bit here in the first series of the European 6v6 GCD TV tournament. 1 apiece. The teams are tied right now. Winner of this does go through to the upper bracket in this best of 3 series. Kane and Benny currently in the middle of the map. Huge number of stacks on them. Cervantes, once again, his res got staggered. Skill Capped need to be better at getting out of those situations, diffusing, if you will, when they've lost the fight and they need to get back. But a beautiful death grip onto Corki, exposed right now. Able to wild charge up to Lontar, stay alive in the situation. Pre-darkness on the cheap shot. Another great play from Benny. Benny's been absolutely insane this game so far.
This entire series, he had such a great performance on Warsong as well. I mean, Benny, though, is going to be in big trouble here. He gets gripped back up by Cervantes. Cervantes looking to take him down. We see the smoke bomb now as well being dropped here. Benny, oh my god, big leg sweep there on the entire team of Omegalul. Skill Capped surely is going to be able to clean up this fight at the back of that one. And we see immediately the orb getting picked up as well by Arch here. Very nice reaction there to immediately go for that. He's going to keep the lead here for Omegalul for a little bit longer. And we see the points are stacking up big time for them. They might actually take this entire series, Adrian.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking good to do so right now. Cervantes needs to get into the center. He's basically getting 0 points when he has the orb here. All he's doing is increasing his damage stacking buff. His team doesn't need him at this moment in time. They need to just get back into the orb. This is something we noticed the NA team's doing a really good job of. They wouldn't overcommit to the team fights. They would make sure they get maximum points, because eventually Cervantes and Corky will die due to this damage increasing buff, so they need to get the most benefit they can out of it. Arj is actually pushing in though, Benny as well, looking like they're trying to commit to this fight. We'll have to see if they can do so. If they can take down Cervantes, it would probably be worthwhile, but looks like he's able to kite away. Good ringer piece from Monkans, diffusing the situation for his Death Knight. Max gets gripped in, full hammer of justice, looking for the kill over onto him. Zuex is nowhere near. DR kidney shot, excellent kill for Skill Capped. This is the opportunity they needed to get back into this game.
Yeah, and it looks like they got a little bit overzealous on the side of Omegalul, because they needed to wait for a few more members to be able to connect to this fight. Now they are on the back foot, skill capped, holding on to both orbs right now, and they're looking in a good position for the rest of the game. If they can make it down back to the middle, you can see Cervantes is making his way there, taking down Arj on his way down there, but he's gonna go ahead and respect that blessing of protection coming out from Zuex, keeping Arj alive and offensive for a little bit longer. Cervantes actually in big trouble. Looks like he might be able to go down. If you can see some more damage here from the side of Omegalul, big heals coming in here from Lontar and Cavi, doing what they can, but Cervantes is going to go down here, and we see Corky as well is going to fall here. Omegalul again taking up one of the flags, and it looks really tied up. Skill capped, they have the lead, but Omegalul could easily take down one more flag carrier, one more orb carrier, and actually tie it up for themselves.
Yeah, Skillcap's going for a unique strategy. They're just constantly kiting around the outside. It's actually really interesting to see. We'll have to work out if it's worthwhile. Oh, unfortunate play. The death grip from Arj taking Monkans down, but a vortex from Max sucked him straight back up. So he's able to survive right now. But, I mean, there's no real benefit. Like, look at the points for Skillcapped at this moment in time. They're not really going up at all. You can see it went from 89 to 90. So literally 1 point per tick on Monkans right now, basically getting 0 benefit from having that orb. He will just get one shot, of course, as soon as he does run down. The only thing he's doing is denying right now. The team's basically tied up neck and neck. Monkans does end up falling, as we see the flag picked up here by Corky, but he's surrounded by enemy team members. If he died here, it would be absolutely disastrous. Looks like his team's able to keep him up for now, though. They should be able to get the counter kill onto Gilneas. So many stacks. Smoke bomb defensively comes out. Darkness as well, knocked out, using the Ride the Wind to get away, but does end up falling. The teams are still so even here, but Skillcapped is starting to push ahead. Cervantes picks up the orb. Nice positioning from him.
Yeah, now Cervantes, if he's smart, he just stays around in the middle. He doesn't overcommit to the fight too much. He's staying back with Corky, spamming out the Shins of Ice. If they can just kite around a little bit and buy enough time, they should be able to walk away with this game. But it's been a nail biter so far, and it's not over yet, as we see Benny charging forward, trying to take Cervantes down here. Corky in the back as well. Really nice positioning from Corky. He's staying all the way back, but he actually walks out of the zone now. I would like to see him drop back down here with Lontar to ensure Skill kept getting as many points as possible, because right now Cervantes is just buying him as much time as possible. You can see now caught up in a beautiful Chaos Nova there, 4-man Chaos Nova. Benny really doing what he can to try to keep Omegalul in this. He does get Cervantes down, but again, Monkarn so quick to pick up the orb again for Skill Cap. It really looks like Skill Cap might be walking away with this one.
Yeah, Skillcap have done an excellent job of stalling whilst their flag carriers kite away and Omegalul desperately chase them. Skillcap are picking off in the back, and the Holy Paladins especially seem very exposed targets. Zoex has been falling often for Omegalul. Skillcap now 2 orbs, 150 points required, looking like they should be able to close this one out at this moment in time. Of course, both their flag carriers are still high on stacks. Corky will now die in the kidney shot most likely. Monkans as well. Just trying to get as many points as he can in this situation. Having this little skirmish here with Benny, but honestly, Skillcap have just been faster to getting the flags. Often when people have died, Skillcap have just been first there. Once again, they've had a lot more kills in this fight as well. So this has just been a well-executed map from them.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, picking up the flag as soon as someone dies, saying what color you have, and getting the team ready to go and pick it up. That's really what decides a lot of the Kotmogu games, and we can see Monkarn especially has been doing such a great job alongside with Cervantes in making sure that Skillcap has been getting those re-picks ups, and we can see Monkarn now activating his Spiriting Totem actually from Lontar. Lontar is completely dry on mana as well. We can see Arj now taking the brunt of the damage for skill capped as they are looking to close out the match. Caught up in a kidney shot from Acro, but Acro doesn't manage to stay on his target for now. You can see Benny as well is trying to connect to his targets, but it's not looking good for Omegalul.
I mean, at the same time, they do have 2 orbs right now. If they can be quick to consistently like rotate these, maybe they can turn it around. They are losing members though, left, right, and center. Definitely a dangerous situation. It's so close here. 200 points required for Omegalul, 100 for skill capped. They're coming back into it. We are neck and neck here. They need to stay in the middle because in 6v6, you do not get any points essentially from being on the outside. So Creamy and Benny, they're playing it so smartly here, staying in the middle, getting as many points as they can. Darkness preemptively on the kidney shot from Benny. Creamy falls though. They have to be fast to get the orb. They are. Kane's able to pick it up. They have the orb. It's so close. They're both sitting in the middle of the map. Skillcapped have to kill them off right here, right now, or they will lose the series. Kane with the final orb, 60% damage increase. He's just sitting in the middle in his Guardian form. 30 points remaining here. Skillcapped also have an orb. They have to kill Kane right now, Zico.
Yeah, and they need to pick up the orb immediately as well. Kane, though, not able to stay alive.
Wow.
Incredible. What a comeback. Great at surviving, whereas in that last series we saw 2 Holy Paladins, and they both just seem to be kind of a liability, you know, like they both just got attacked, they got tunneled down, struggled to keep themselves alive. The Resto Shaman's a fine pick into the casters especially, but it seems like Mistweaver and Resto Druid is really where it's at in this RPG meta, so similar to Arena. And Super Best Friends do have the Resto Druid and the Mistweaver Monk alongside that Vengeance Demon Hunter, so it'll be interesting to see how they can execute their strategy with that.
Yeah, I think like you mentioned, the Holy Paladin of Boblovic is going to have to do a really good job staying alive. We can see Divinovic now on that Retribution Paladin doing tons of damage immediately here, trying to take down the Demon Hunter tank here, and we see a jump back in actually. Demon Hunter wants to fight as well. He's not going to go for the flag immediately. He's going to stay in here and try to disrupt a little bit, and now he's going to go ahead and try to cross that map. We see a lot of Greater Pyroblast though being casted out here, and we see Sona. He has picked up the flag now, gonna be trying to return to his side of the map, but we see a beautiful sap here come out. It's gonna slow that Demon Hunter down and potentially allow the rest of the team to connect here.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that Kayak does have the Berserking buff, so this opener is going to be huge potentially. For now, though, he's just slowing down Sona, wants to enable his team perhaps to come back. Actually, could be an opportunity. You can see Bublovic, though. He's lowering down in the lower side. Looks like he's actually in range to get heals, so should be completely fine. Sona taking this 1v1 happily. Meanwhile, though, Jedaba dropping very low in the tunnel. He might end up falling here. He's so low on health. The kick over onto Vortex, unable to heal him through right now. Now the Solar Beam, great crowd control. Full root Solar Beam actually from Kak. Might be able to take the kill. Low Cyclone comes in on the AMZ. Big plays coming in right now from Bigburstovic.
Yeah, and Jebediah, he is not looking in the best of situations. Caught up now in a smoke bomb with the sheep shot into another kidney shot. He could potentially go down here, but I think he's going to be able to sustain himself for just a little bit longer. He's really not getting away from all of these melees, though. It's not looking super good here for Super Best Friends.
Yeah, it's not looking great right now. They did have the composition advantage, we believed, but they've definitely been under more substantial pressure in the early stages of this game. Jebediah actually starting to kite away though. He's going to find himself in a 1v1 almost with the tank here. Sona actually got left behind. Smoke bomb comes in from Kayak. They're looking for the cross kill here. If they can get the kill on Sona, that would be definitely against the run of play. Bublovic able to reconnect some heals though, has that Avenging Crusader up right now. Excellent crowd control coming in from Super Best Friends. The power of teamwork and friendship, like you said, Zico, looking quite powerful at this moment in time. But Jebediah now caught up in the cheap shot. Both these tanks trading blow for blow, but with stacks only at 20% damage increase, seems like both tanks are able to sustain themselves right now.
Yeah, and I think the name of the game right now is just to try to take down some of the healers and try to prepare for the next attack. We can see Votex is completely tapped here on his mana bar. You can see Burbs as well, not really having his trinket available to him, and he's quite low on mana as well. He's going to need to sit down for a drink potentially soon. You see Jebediah now caught up in that kidney shot. Big damage here. Nala is looking for the kill with that Shadow Dance, gets a re-sheep shot, but the life cocoon comes out. Votex though, not much mana to work with here. Nala now now caught up in a kidney shot. He's going to trinket out of that and try to stay aggressive here on Jabada. And Jabada he realizes he needs to get out of here. He's starting to kite away now that both of his healers are out of mana anyway. He should be able to stabilize himself for now, but the healers, they need to start drinking here, because if another reconnect happens on Jabada, I think he could potentially go down.
Yeah, Jabada actually picked up the sprint there, and then he looked like he wanted to go up to the roof, but of course the roof is sealed off. It's one of the changes between 10v10 and 6v6 to make the map a little bit more manageable for less players, similar to some of the things we've seen in Kotmogu. And huge shout out to the devs for letting us use the 6v6 maps. It's really awesome of them for this community tournament. The second of its kind, the first for Europe. We now see a reconnection over onto Jabada. He's in a lot of trouble right now. Full kidney shot, root solar beam coming in into a cyclone on Vortex, re-beamed on the trinket. Nice plays. They force out his trinket. Jabada still low, trying to kite away desperately here. Vortex and him have really been struggling to the offense of, especially Kak. I think Kak's been doing a fantastic job on the Moonkin of getting all of this crowd control out. Jabada now caught up in another kidney shot, chooses not to trinket that, ends up going down. Jabada sent home, and Nala and Kak able to pick up the flag. Their team will get the first cap here. And I mean, that was basically looking like it would happen at some point the entire time, right? Like a big burst have been completely dominant so far in this first game.
Yeah, it was only really that one time where Sona was looking like he was in a bit of trouble, but he did manage to recover from that fairly quickly. And ever since, it's been all about the Bigburstovic. And now I do like the comp that Super Best Friends have, but it feels like they're not utilizing it completely to their advantage. I want to see the mage help out a little bit more in the offense, try to get a few more damaging big pyroblasts out. We see Jabada again immediately caught up on the graveyard here, actually, and immediately cloned up on the life cocoon. Very, very nice place here. And this is what it's all about. A quick cap.
I mean, Sona's already got the flag. He's jumped through the entire map. Jabada's still caught up in the defense. Sona is about 5 seconds away from capping this flag. The sprint's even up. They're actually just going to get the ninja quick cap on number 2 here. Great crowd control. Great execution from Bigburstovic, and they are looking unstoppable.
That was such a clean play. They immediately stopped Jabada on the graveyard as soon as possible, just harassing this Demon Hunter tank as much as possible from getting to the flag point. And then they, of course, had Sona getting there as quickly as he could, and they are rewarded with speed cap. It's not that often we do see speed caps happen in the high-end RPGs, but it's nice to see them here in the 6v6 tournament.
Yeah, and like you said, just so cleanly executed. I mean, I remember back in the day when I was like a level 20 druid or whatever, and I was trying to get that 75-second cap achievement on my twink in Warsong Gulch. It seems like for the Demon Hunters, it's a little bit easier, since they could just hop skip across the map. But of course, Jabada is also Demon Hunters. They had to have fantastic crowd control there. On this third flag, it does look like Jabada has managed to pick up Sona in exchange. Both teams equal for this third cap, so we won't see another quick cap here, but Jabada taking so much damage. Smoke bomb comes in, Maledict's flying left, right, and center. Jabada trades out his cooldowns. Nala low on health, blessing of protection, keeping him aggressive at this moment in time. So much damage, and honestly, it just feels like Jabada, like every advantage of the Demon Hunters aren't able to be used because he's just never stable. He's never able to actually leap away because he's just always dying. Like if he leaps away from his healers, he'll just fall over. Burbs now trying to reconnect with some heals, gets caught up. Nala in the kidney shot, smoke bomb, that'll take him down. Should pause the offense here from Super Best Friends. Good defense from them. Maybe they can try to get something going on to Sona here because they're 2 flags behind with 12 minutes to go. It's going to be really difficult for them to pull this back.
Yeah, and the big reason why Jabada has been feeling like he's just slowed the entire game and never really recovering is because of Nala. Nala's been doing such a great job in that tunnel right there. He predicted that he was going to get stunned and preemptively blinded Jabada. So while he sat that entire stun lock duration, Jabada was actually caught up in a full blind. So as soon as he came out of that kidney shot, Nala could kidney shot him himself and apply all of that pressure. It's a big reason to why they are doing so well on the side of Bigburstovic. And now we can see again Another reconnect is about to happen. Divinovic is hungry for blood here. We see a nice Illidan's grasp throwing him off immediately from that ramp, and we're going to see him potentially stabilize here. But Nala as well is looking hungry here for the flag.
Yeah, actually, Votex has gone into offense here. Looks like they're trying to take down Boblovic in the tunnel right now. Divine Shield comes out, so he should be okay at this moment in time. But in the meantime, obviously, we have to watch Jebediah at the same time. He's caught up in the cheap shot. Kidney over onto Burbs. It's a two-man defense here for Super Best Friends. They have to go all in. They have to go for the kill, but they might end up losing the game right here, right now. Good silence coming in. Burbs trinkets out of the CC to try to keep his team alive. Triple DR Hodge, the Vortex as well, helping Jebediah kite away. It's going to be interesting to see if he does try and kite away or if he leaves Burbs behind this situation. Looks like he should be able to survive. 70% damage increase. Wings from Divinovic. These double paladins looking absolutely insane here. The burst from the Ret Paladin able to secure them the kill. Are they going to be able to get the cap though? Kak doing an excellent job of crowd control.
Wow, Cap, he's coming in with the triple sap, with the blind as well, trying to buy his teammates as much time as possible to go and pick up that flag before Sona actually makes it over to the flag capture point. We see the imprisonments coming out. Illidan's grasp now as well is going to throw Cake completely down, and now Sona should be able to run, but we see the flag is being picked up here. But Jebediah is going to need to make his way there to get a potential flag swap. It's not on the ideal target here.
Yeah, it's definitely not the perfect situation for them. That said, at least they are still in the game. Sona actually taking a fair bit of damage right now. Obviously with the 90% stacks, he needs to kite away, maybe look toward the base if he can get there. Gets caught up in the kidney shot, trades out his trinket, Abomination coming out. This is huge damage, huge trouble. Bolvik gets kicked. Groat over onto Orcs, don't die, but maybe Sona does here as he's kiting away into the room. Just trying to get away, but he's just slowed the entire time. Looks like he should be able to stabilize here with the freedom coming in from Boblovic. Able to kite, might jump up onto the next ledge. Meanwhile, we have to see if Vortex can actually make progress here. He's 100% slowed. He can't go faster than 100% movement speed at this moment in time. Life Cocoon's down. The members trying to catch up to him, but good peels coming in, denying as much damage as they can.
Yeah, and it looks like Votex could swap it, but he drops it in a risky position. Nala immediately clicks the flag there.
Insane.
Wow, big mistake there from Votex. You can't be dropping the flag when there's a rogue nearby. Nala, so good.
Priest, in addition to, any additional damage, it's going to be interesting to see who actually stays on defense. Most likely it will be Nala, the rogues. That's how we expect it to play out, but we did see Warlocks defending in the previous series. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like the composition from Burstovic, I mean, they had they played it out flawlessly on Warsong Gulch. But normally you'd see a Ret Paladin against Mage Warlock and you'd be like, yikes, that's going to be a difficult one. But here, I just have faith for some reason that this guy's going to be able to pump someone. He's going to be able to connect and just destroy them with wings. So we'll have to see how he plays it out.
Well, in his advantage, he has two freedoms to work with, having Divinovic as well, and Shokovic, of course, being caught up now in that stun lock. We can see a similar strategy to what happened at Kotmogu in the last series. Holy Paladins immediately going to be focused here. You can see Shokovic is trying to do what he can to survive here, but he is relentlessly being tunneled down. Votex, on the flip side, having swapped off that Monk now on his Warlock, is taking big grunts of damage here. He's going to go ahead and get Blessing of Protection, and he should be able to stabilize here. Kak Master as well, with all of his cooldowns now, channeling out a lot of Chaos Bots here. Votex taking big trouble. Shokovic as well, caught up in a smoke bomb into the Death Coil Stunlock combo, and Orcs don't die. Activating his Spirit Link should stabilize his team for now.
Yeah, huge cooldowns forced out on either side. Burbs used his trinket. It's actually burnt through a lot of his mana pool already, as Jebesok is dropping so low here, has to use the Divine Shield. So major cooldowns being forced out of Bigburstovic in the start here. Actually, both these teams are trading pretty evenly right now, but it does seem like big damage is starting to come out. No real dents on the side of Bigburstovic. Their healers are doing a much better job staying aggressive here. Full counterspell connects over onto Jebe. Now into the Hammer of Justice, dispelled by Burbs. Nice place. He's so low on cooldowns, if they can just get a connection here, they will be able to win this one. Both the Infernals have expired. No kills out from either Destruction Warlock just yet. Both teams doing a good job of denying that. But it seems like the pressure overwhelmingly is ooming Burbs at this moment in time. And as soon as he runs out of mana, I feel like the fight is just going to fall over in favor of Big Burst.
Yeah, and we see another kidney shot here onto Shokovic, but it seems like this double paladin composition is just doing too much for the team of Bigburstovic. Here we see another spell lock secured on Kakmasta. He is being shut down a little bit here by Votex, but the mana bar on Burbs is really the big story of the game so far. He doesn't have much mana to work with at all. He's going to need to sit down for a drink as soon as possible, and now Jebe is in big trouble. Chaos Bolts are connecting in that Hammer of Justice, and he's gonna go down. Burbs as well, being caught up with those Shadow Priest disarms, now activating his Innervate, trying to get out the final couple of hots before he has to completely go and run away. And it looks like Bigburstovic are going to be able to clean up this team fight. Cake now as well, taking big brunt of damage. Activating his Cloak of Shadows should be fine, and Votex as well going down. And let's see what's going on at Lighthouse.
Yeah, it looks like Pylarus actually went for a ninja. He realized his team was losing, but he hasn't been able to achieve anything so far. He's just been kind of like hopping around, seeing if he can find Nala, but Nala's been doing an excellent job, just kind of sitting back, landing the saps where needed, and Pylarus is going to achieve absolutely nothing here. We can actually see a ninja cap came through at Mines as well, so absolute disaster town for Super Best Friends. The Super Best Friends are looking like they will be dropping down to the lower bracket here, as Gilneas, they got wiped out. They've also lost all of the other bases on the map. Definitely probably the worst situation you could ever be in at this moment in time.
Look at Nala. He's doing such a good job stopping 3 people right now on this base. He's holding it for as long as possible. So far, doing a phenomenal job. This is incredible display of rogue skills here. You can see he's been holding on to the base for such a long time, and now finally he's going to have some backup from his teammates. You see Votex now taking some damage, and you can see the Abomination as well has been active on Nala, where he's making sure that nobody is capping. Kidney shot now onto Jebe, should be able to take him down as he's caught up in that Fell Fisher as well, and preventing Burbs from doing anything to help him out. Now this DK as well taking quite a bit of damage here, but he should be able to death strike his way up. Burbs now another nice swap here, taking huge damage. Gonna have to activate his frenzied regen and try to kite away. Nala still on his target, looking for the killing blow. Not gonna be able to find it now though.
Yeah, and this is 3 bases for Bigburstovic. The points are racking up incredibly quickly, as they always will when you 3-cap on this map. It's looking like they're going to be able to take this one very easily, and the only question that's really left standing for me is, do you think Nala would believe in the Arcane Dream? Because I kind of want to queue with this guy.
Yeah, I think he has more faith than Acro for sure. And by the looks of it, he's playing RBGs a little bit better too, so maybe we should
combo on the offense is going to be really nice going into Blizzo. It's nice to see that they've adapted their comp, knowing they're playing against the Vengeance Demon Hunter here rather than the Guardian Druid. So the double Druids can have a lot of chase potential for Blizzo, making for quite a scary offense.
I mean, yes and no. I kind of don't like the fact that there's no rogue on the side of Omegalul. I would have much rather seen another rogue to go with that druid, just because it provides such a powerful offense. I feel like Acro was a big reason to why Benny was under so much pressure in the previous Warsong game. You can see Blizzo is making his way immediately to the flag room here on that Demon Hunter. He has Maxi with him, backing him up, and that's the Demon Hunter Monk synergy that you were kind of alluding to at the start of the day, Adrian. Is going to be able to secure the first flag and walk through the tunnel and make his way back as we see a big team fight erupt, and Benny taking the brunt of this damage.
Yeah, Benny he's just caught up in midfield. Thessia and Fnobbers are all over him right now. Lurtex connects the smoke bomb, forces the trinket from Benny. He's struggling so much. Greater Pyroblast coming in. It's basically a 3-on-3 here. It looks like they might be able to land the kill. Now Benny able to kite away a little bit though. He needs to actually get away. He doesn't have a Mistweaver Monk on his team. So without the Mistweaver Monk, this is the problem. I said that he can kite away, yes, but then his healers aren't going to be able to catch him. They're just going to get crowd controlled by Fnobber and Thessia, who are doing a fantastic job. Benny does get away with 0 health. It's a question of who can catch first. Paladin is chasing him, trying to run up map, as we see Thessia also in hot pursuit. Thessia actually not slowed at this moment in time. It's going to be a real close battle. Benny has no healing right now. He's going to be looking. I'd love to see him just eat some food or something, but they're actually looking for the cap, and Benny able to get back. It's going to be a question of who is going to get to him first. He needs to cross the entire map once again here.
Yeah, we can see Benny right now. He's just waiting for his Holy Paladin to come back. But Tessie has been doing such a great job polymorphing up his healer, making sure that he doesn't connect so Benny does stay low. But finally, I think Benny is going to get topped off here. Max able to reconnect at the back of that res. Now Warwick's, he's going to be able to connect to Benny and get some Chains of Ice going. Benny, though, immediately kiting here with his Holy Paladin, with that Blessing of Freedom. Should be easy for him to stay alive. Tessia charging forward on the mount. I don't actually like this imprisonment that much because now Tessia can just walk over because he's still on his mount. Should be able to reach. Nice blink from Tessia with the Dragon's Breath, but a beautiful dispel here coming out of Zuex. Should be able to keep Benny from avoiding that polymorph. He's going to jump out of range. Benny doing a great job avoiding the CC here from Tessia.
Yeah, it was a scary situation for Omegalul, but they do seem to have stabilized now. Benny was able to cross over to his side of the map. It was actually looking for a little while like Blizzo might be able to get the quick cap. Benny was just about able to get to the base and get the flag. Now he has reconnected with his Holy Paladin, but it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays this because Thessia, like they're not gonna be able to kite away from him. He's gonna have these Greater Pyros as a constant threat. Who's gonna come on offense with him? It looks like Lurtex. So right now we're gonna have this 2v2. It's gonna be the Rogue and the Mage going against the Holy Paladin and this Vengeance Demon Hunter. We'll have to see how they play it. Blizzo, meanwhile, has got back through to his base. He's chilling with Mackie. This is a much more standard defensive composition with the Mistweaver. Benny in trouble. Blind. Trinketed out by Zoex. Does still have his Divine Shield, I believe. Uses his Avenging Wrath here as well. Benny, though, he just can't cut away because he's going to kite his Paladin. You see the full sheep coming out. Connection over onto Benny. Huge trouble. Vendetta comes in from Lurtex. They're looking for the early kill here. 50% damage increase on Benny. The Illidan's Grasp knocking them away. Zoex able to connect some heals now. Hand of Sacrifice comes in. Should stabilize his health.
Yeah, but Benny doesn't really have much to work with. The next kidney shot, he's going to have to use his trinket. And I think with that Greater Pyroblast Blink counter spell here on Zuex, Tessia doing a big play here, ensuring that with the sack damage there from that Hand of Sacrifice, beautiful setup there from Tessia and Smirtex, getting the Holy Paladin down. And now, if we could see one more reconnect here onto Benny, that could easily be his trinket. Nice Cyclone here from Fnoberino is going to allow the rest of his team to connect. Smirtex gets denied on the kidney shot for now, but he might have a Shadow Step available. He's gonna maybe reach Benny. Benny finally jumping away, but there it is, Shadow Step into the kidney shot, and we see a beautiful Cyclone here. Max doing what he can to keep Benny alive with that Iron Bark as well. Benny holds on to his trinket for now.
Yeah, this is perfect RMD play, though, from Fnobber, Thessia, and Lurtex right now. So much crowd control over onto the healers. Good swaps. Thessia showing his worth right now. Fnobber actually gets caught up in Hibernate, so nice counterplay from Max. Catch Fnobber sleeping a little bit there. As we see a little swap. Benny able to jump away, though. Should be able to stabilize. I actually much prefer Max being in defense with Benny. I feel like he'll be able to avoid more of the crowd control. He has more mobility, so he'll be able to keep up with Benny better. And now that they've stabilized here, in the meantime, Blizzo has been kind of chilling back with Mackie. Maybe they can try and get some offense going over onto Blizzo, because it is this two-man defense. Warwick is kind of roaming around with the threat of the Chains of Ice. It looks like he's going for the Berserking in the hut right now. Warwick able to pick that buff up right now. But they haven't really been able to assemble too much of an offense on Blizzo. I'd love to see these double druids try and stealth across the map, get some pressure going, but every single time they've tried to cross, it just seems like their tank's been the one dying.
Yeah, I feel like kind of the offense is lacking a little bit for Omegalul. I mean, Blizzo, he doesn't really have to be scared of those rogues sneaking up on him. So, like you mentioned, Creamy and Kane, they're going to have to somehow make their way over there in stealth. And I just feel like Smirtex has been kind of able to lead the charge onto Benny. Every time he manages to reconnect with a Shadow Step into a kidney shot, that's like a big moment where Benny's going to have to use cooldowns to survive. And, I mean, those stacks are racking up. As soon as you get to a certain amount, Smirtex is just going to be able to kill him through things like the Iron Bark. So I feel like having a rogue in Warsong is super important. I can't help but feel like the pick could be wrong here. And as I say that, Benny's getting caught up in a kidney shot. We see Zuex caught up in a sheep as well, trinketing out and able to stabilize him for now. But like we kind of mentioned, one or two more stuns could easily be the first cap here.
Yeah, it looks like that was the Hand of Sacrifice as well. Zerk's taking so much damage. Now the offense is coming in, though. If Benny can stay alive here, we can see the double druids are chasing after Blizzo a little bit. They're trying to catch him. They just can't right now. He's there in stealth, and Blizzo's still perfectly kiting away from them. It's as if he knows where they are at all times. Warwick able to connect with them. The 3-man defense. Benny looks like he is stabilizing, though. That was a lot of cooldowns forced out from Thessia and Vertex. Now we see the kidney shot coming in onto Benny. Could be in a lot of trouble here. No defenses available. Hand of Sacrifice was already used. He ends up falling. Can Blizzo get the cap, though? He's been kiting away on the outside. Double Druid in offense. Looking like they might be able to cap this one here. Blizzo looking for it. Maki able to get there.
Nice Illidan's grasp, and yeah, Blizzo should be able to secure this one.
He didn't manage to pick it up. The double druid with the vortex, the mass entanglement, but can they kill him? That's the real question here. There's no DPS on offense quite yet. Warwick is close though. Warwick's looking like he wants to seal the gates, so to speak here. Kane has such a big debuff on him for a Moonkin. It's going to be so hard for him to stay alive.
Yeah, and Creamy as well is taking huge amounts of damage. He's so low. Maxi might actually be able to finish him off, and he does. Now we can see the beautiful Ring of Peace actually going to stall out the game a little bit here and allow Smirtex to reconnect here onto Kane. And this time around, Blizzo should be ready on the flag spot. If Kane does go down, we see a nice leg sweep here from Maxi. Do they have the follow-up damage? Smirtex is looking for it. The stacks are pretty high, and we see that Guardian form kiting. Not going to be enough, it seems, unless the healer can connect anytime. Doesn't look to be the case. The flag is returned. No, it gets picked up actually. The fight is still on.
Yep, fast fingers coming in there from Max, but Max will probably go down here as well. Full kidney shot, and surely they're going to get it. Did they actually pick it up again? It looks like they actually managed to pick it up again. This is the survival of the fittest. Omegalul in the making. Arch now dies. Finally, they're able to get the click. A little bit slow there from Smoke Tuner, but they were able to get the secure 1 win. And I mean, honestly, despite the fact that it wasn't the cleanest execution there at the very end, Blizzo was never in any point of trouble. Like, I don't think they even got a proper connection over onto him the entire time, the double druid of Kane and Creamy. It's important to note, like, they are playing Moonkin Feral, because again, you can't use the you can't run 2 of the same spec in the 6v6, like, it's against the rules, but it's never, they never managed to get a connection, never managed to get anything going. So maybe, like you said, maybe a rogue would have been decent, maybe a Windwalker as well. Like, we've seen Windwalkers chasing after these demon hunts a little bit more, but if they can't, take the 2v2 to Blizzo and at least like force cooldowns, then they're gonna have a trouble like getting any caps in this point.
Yeah, I think just Omegalul's composition, it's good defensively, but in terms of offense, it just really doesn't do it for me. I feel like the double druid, they aren't really as threatening as Smirtex on that rogue. He has his berserking buff, he's hungry for blood. Benny, he's going to mount up and look to pick up the flag here. And we can see Blizzo as well on the flip side. He's making his way already to the flag room. You can see Tessia is aware of Benny's positioning. He's looking to cut him off. Now, Benny's going to have to do some clever routes here to get away from this. You can see the people in the tunnel are looking for Benny. He's going to go ahead and go for the ramp, I believe, potentially walk across the graveyard. But if you walk across the graveyard and somebody reses, then that's big trouble. Benny's going to activate his spectral side, try to find Smirtex, but Smirtex too quick with that Shadow Step sap. He's going to be able to catch Benny here at the beginning of his own map, and now caught up in a big kidney shot here. Benny's taking some damage with Smirtex. I don't think he's going to be able to chase him down just here. Maxi now as well, sticking onto Benny for a little bit, but I think Benny should be able to get away here. Tessia activating his combustion, trying to take him down. Nice Iron Bark here, once again getting cycloned by Fnobbers. Beautiful play.
Yeah, Fnobbers played that really cleanly. He got the Ursul's Vortex to deny Benny's leap, and then he followed it up with the Cyclone low. Now they have the kidney shot. Benny, though, looks like he should be fine. Both these flag carriers, when their stacks are quite low on the damage increase, it's not too hard for them to stay alive with the kiting and with just the passive tankiness that these tanks have. Full blind on the Trinket of Zevex, though. Max is caught far away right now in the Cyclone, so great crowd control over onto the healers. Benny is kiting away, yes, but he's definitely not going to get stabilized. Thessia pumping damage into him. Lurtex catches him in the kidney shot. Doesn't want to trade out his Trinket before the smoke bomb comes down here. Benny dropping low, down to about 30% health. Meanwhile, Blizzo, they're trying to get a little bit of connection over onto him, but he's already made it back to home base. He's in his defensive positioning with Mackie completely fine. So if Benny does fall here, it will most likely be a 2-0 lead for Smoke Trout. We'll have to see if they can do it, though, because the healers are able to reconnect. One greater Pyroblast connects. The smoke bomb comes down. Benny doesn't trinket. Can't believe he's not trinketing out of this one. Still has the cheat def active. The Groot coming in. Low cycling once again from Fnobbers. This is such clean play coming in from Smoke Trout.
Yeah, that was actually a preemptive hand of sacrifice on that smoke bomb, so that's why Benny decided to sit in it. But again, Fnobbers, with these Cyclones, he's denying the Divine Shield here of Zuex, and now Benny's forced to run away because Zuex is caught up in a full Ring of Frost here. Beautifully done by Tessia. Benny running towards Max, trying to catch out a few healing over time effects here, but Max doesn't have much mana to work with either. Benny should be able to stabilize for now, but the next time Smurtex connects, there's not going to be any Iron Bark available on the side here of Omegalul. Now Benny getting caught up in the kidney shots, forced to drink it out immediately, and he's still not out of it yet. We see Tessia connecting with the Pyroblast. Smurtex still on his target. The freedom comes out for Benny. He should be able to stabilize with that cooldown, but that was a lot of cooldowns here from Omegalul.
Yeah, and Warwick is committed to the offense as well. Max caught in the hibernate. Benny will surely go down. Full offense coming in from Smoke Trout. They are able to get the kill. Can Blizzo get the cap? The answer most likely will be yes on this occasion. And that's going to be a clean 2-0 advantage here. 7 minutes left on the timer. I really think like Smoke Trout, when I looked at the rosters at the very start of the day, they were my number one. You know, skill capped already dropped down to Omegalul. Omegalul, they might still have some tricks for us in the later games. Of course, they did lose Warsong Gulch to skill capped as well. But, I mean, Smoke Trout really looked like the real deal here. They're playing absolutely incredible.
Yeah, but I gotta commend Omegalul as well. They have gone down swinging. It just feels like their defense is pretty solid. I feel like Benny's doing a decent job kiting around, but they just need some offense. It feels like they, with the lack of a rogue, there just isn't really that much threatening Blizzo from just staying back and just using his range. Yeah, I can see they're kind of just dancing around here, Creamy and Maxi. I think Omegalul are going to throw in the towel here. They know they're not going to come back from this.
Yeah, I mean, with 6 minutes left, even if it was just one cap, it would be incredibly difficult. So it's definitely a huge disadvantage here. I think it's fair to say that Smoked Trout have managed to win, unless something fishy were to happen, I guess. But it looks like they should be able to pull through here. Blizzo just crossing across the map immediately. We'll get the third cap here, and we'll head on to the second map.
Yeah, and the last time around they picked Battle of Gilneas as their second map on the side of Omegalul. We'll see if they will go back to that map. I think so far it seems like they were really strong on that map. They made skill capped kind of just leave the game because they 3-base capped them. So maybe could be coming up later on. But for now, Blizzo is going to walk over to the final flag capture and he scores the game.
These cards. So we'll have to see how they choose to play it. It's an interesting strategy from Omegalul. Also worth noting, like I said, the Horde does have the slight advantage that they can normally just instantly cap the middle car. You can see right now that cap is already going through, and they are immediately going to go get that. So Creamy gets the free cap essentially over on middle right now. He's going to defend that. So it's going to be the first flag going over to Omegalul. Meanwhile, he'll have this 5v6 fight in favor of Smoke Trout at Lava.
Yeah, and we can see Tessia immediately channeling out those greater Pyroblasts, but the DK of Arge is on top of him, trying to shut him down. We see a swap over to Max Elix, big damage on him. He gets the Blessing of Protection. Now another swap to Zuex. I really like the swaps here that Smoke Trout are doing. They're going on to one healer, forcing out a cooldown, going on to Zuex, getting his trinket, and then they look to swap back, and now we see the Ring of Peace. Honestly, not going to be too well placed here in the initial stages of the fight. Maxi, he's already trying to stabilize his team and kind of push the enemy backwards. And Zuex now again being the target, now doesn't have his trinket available. They're looking to potentially force out the Divine Shield here in the opening stages.
This is an insanely disruptive comp coming in from Omegalul. They get the cap in middle, and they're actually doing an excellent job in this fight right now. It doesn't look like they should be able to retake it, just purely because of the fact that they started 5v6. But the fight's been going very well for them. They've already forced out Life Cocoon. Tessia had to trade out a lot of his cooldowns. The mana is looking absolutely fantastic for them as well, with Fnobber down to about 40% already. This Prot Warrior really working out. It should still go as an alliance cap, which obviously favors Smoke Trout, since they are the alliance team here. But both the teams are evenly spread. Creamy Man was able to go back for the reconnect. He's going to get the double cap on these new nodes here in center and at top. So honestly, this opener has been perfectly fine for Omegalul. Maxlow does end up dying though, so if Max dies and they start to stagger off a kill, it could definitely swap around for Smoke Trout. They could start to cap some of these bases back. We'll have to see how this continues to unfold, but it's pretty even so far.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a 1v1 situation happening here between Creamy Man and Blizzo, but Creamy Man getting stun locked outside of the node, and now you can see the rest of the team of Smoke Trout are stacking up on the point as well. They are converting it to the Alliance side as it previously was Horde, but Creamy Man, he kind of just wanted to buy some time here for his teammates to go after the big cap here up north. You see Blizzo again though being the first member on the scene, and this is kind of what we were talking about in the pre-game, that Windwalker so mobile to move between those cards. He caps one for Alliance and then he immediately switches to the next one, gets that one as well, and now he's going to back up Warwick's in the 1v1 here against Benny, and Warrior actually is going to dodge from that 1v1 and leave Blizzo to fend for himself. Blizzo now trying to make his way back, but Benny as well fighting over from that node. I think Blizzo should be able to hold this. Blizzo needs to get crowd controlled for a long time outside of this node. I think if Benny could potentially get a big stun lock on him with an imprisonment, maybe he could take over this, but he's going to go for the 1v1 kill. I don't think he's going to win out in that regard either. Blizzo with the touch of death active, doing tons and tons of damage. He's going to force Benny to retreat, and that should be secured here for Smoke Trout.
Yeah, it was really nice macro play initially from Omegalul, you know, sending Creamy off, capping the two new nodes, but just Blizzo, like the raw power of having Blizzo on the Windwalker being unbeatable in any 1v1 situation. Like no one on this map would beat Blizzo in a 1v1. And it means that he's just able to go over to the top car and say, I'm always going to get this. But because they've gone for that, they actually end up losing the middle car. Like all the time that Warwick's and Blizzo spent capping the top car meant that there was 5 members on Omegalul in the middle car. So they had the bodies advantage. And like we say, this composition, all they want to do is throw bodies at carts. And they capped the middle actually earlier. You can see top is still capping here for the team of Smoke Trout. So they're able to immediately go over to the new lava car, and it's going to be a question of how quickly can they get bodies back in it. Benny is 1v1ing Blizzo at the lava car right now. Both teams are racing into it. Looks like Lurtex should be able to get here first, giving them a slight bodies advantage. It's really a race to lava because lava is the next car that will cap, and it's this momentum game between the two teams.
Yeah, right now Blizzo and Lurtex are trying to take Benny down here, but he's getting some backup, and the node didn't convert to the Alliance side. Now, if they can get some more bodies in here, they should be able to cap this on the side of Omegalul. We see Blizzo caught up in a smoke bomb with that fell eruption. Is going to roll out, but now he's leaving the safety of that node and no longer contesting it, and we can see Smartex as well is being forced to kind of run back a little bit. It looks like Omegalul are going to be able to take this one. If they can just stay inside the circle, it should be no problem. Even Warwick's is choosing to retreat here. They realize very quickly here on Smoke Trout that this is not going to go their way, so they're going to retreat here, and Fnobers is going to throw out a Cyclone while him and Warwick's are on their way. Warwick's even going to drop a gateway to move faster to the middle, which is the next point of contention.
Yeah, on top of winning the lava cart, it's actually Aj was 1v1ing Thessia. He won the 1v1, actually temporarily capping the flag over, but his team came back with reinforcements, ensuring that the base does go over to the Alliance. But I mean, Omegalul, they keep capping these bases for the Horde. They're doing an excellent job right now. I mean, this is a really unique strategy, you know, bring the Prot Warrior, bring these really annoying disruptive classes that will just kind of stagnate, sit on the point, and they keep the bodies there. As long as they're continuing to be quick with their rotations, they're just one step ahead in terms of tempo right now. One other thing we saw in North America yesterday was a lot of Kultirians. You see that I believe Fnobber just used his Kultirian racial there, so he's probably playing the Kultirian on this Druid, it looks like. Another big racial coming from Benny, able to knock several members outside of the car. And it's just this case, like once again, they have people inside the cart, they're unable to get knocked out, they're playing the knocks themselves, so they're just constantly knocking Smoke Trout out of these new cars as they arrive, and they're always just one car ahead. But I mean, one disadvantage here, you have to say, is that they were since they lost out on the middle car, they're capping top right now, and top caps so much slower than lava. So this might actually even out for Smoke Trout as long as they can continue to keep this lava car, which is looking fantastic for them right now. They have 6 bodies inside there. They're going to be slightly ahead in the race after capping this.
Yeah, and they're looking like they're going to be able to take lava. I can see Tessia is channeling out some greater pyroblast, and Touch of Death gets thrown out. Tessia with the immediate dispel with that spell steal, he's going to get that off, and Max is still in pretty big trouble here, activating the Iron Bark on himself. Should be able to stabilize for now, but I think Smoke Trout are going to switch over their attention to somebody else. You can see it now, Tessia as well, getting interrupted, trying to get shut down on those greater pyros. Max again caught up in a smoke bomb kidney shot. Warwick's looking for the Chaos Bolt, finds it, but also a big heal here from Zuex. He's going to keep him alive, but Zuex now taking huge damage, has to activate his Divine Shield, and it looks like Smoke Trout are doing a pretty good job here, holding on to the base, but again, we see there are fewer bodies here from Omegalul, so in a sense they're kind of wasting Smoke Trout's time here. I think some people should potentially start retreating here as they have the numbers advantage.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, it does just look like it's a fight where maybe they were thinking we could potentially cap this. They've committed a lot of people to this fight, and once again, this is what we've seen from Omegalul time and time again. The bases are going to cap neutrally. Both teams will equalize here as top will go in favor of Omegalul, and then it's a race to the new bases. This is actually a very important race because both of these are going to spawn at a very similar time. So which team has priority will be the one that gets there first. The Horde actually able to cap, so Omegalul were first into the central card. And we've seen that the composition they're running is essentially a don't die composition. So as soon as they have the priority here, they can throw bodies at whichever cart they want, and then they'll cap first. It's really even though, because neither team, basically like this is like dampening in arena, neither team can get a kill. So they're a complete stalemate in terms of kills, meaning they're always trading 1-for-1 on carts. So it's going to most likely come down to who gets the first cap on the final car, like which one is faster. And that's just, I hope they've calculated it, because in terms of rotations, you know, they're rotating who gets lava, who gets mid, who gets top, based on when they spawn. So Omegalul will need to get a lava cart at some point just because it caps faster. And right now, it seems like Smoke Trout are just saying, well, hey, as long as we always get lava, as long as we always have bodies in here, we're just going to get the faster caps and maybe be able to take it. But right now, it's still neck and neck.
Yeah, it's going to be all down to lava as we see another team fight erupt in lava. Zuex going to be the target of choice. Max caught up in a clone. Nice double mortal coil here from Warwick. They're going to erase Zuex now that he doesn't have his Divine Shield. Going to go and revisit that target now. Max, the other target of choice here for Smoke Trout. They're looking to take him down, and he is surely about to go down as well. And he does. Blizzo is going to go ahead and secure that one. Now, no healers here. On the side of Omegalul is going to make their super tanky comp not so tanky. We see Tessia channeling out another greater pyroblast, but Arj quick with the interrupt here with Tessia looking for another one. I think this one is going to go off, and it does. Tessia looking for another kill, and Arj gets erased. So does Creamy Man, and it's just clean up from now. We do see another cart, the northern one, spawn, and Benny is the first one to claim that one. Smirtex though catches him in a kidney shot, and they're gonna look to try to cap that one as well, just to add a little bit of extra pressure here.
Yep, so this is now after that wipe, the first wipe of the fight. It is advantage Smoke Trout. They have the priority in middle. Both teams, both carts currently in their favor. They're starting to rack up a few points here. And it also means they get complete choice over which they commit to. So once again, we're going to see Omegalul going for the top car. But this is perfect. This is exactly what Team Smoke Trout want. They want to just keep getting these lava carts. They're going to have another one here. After this, middle car will spawn, and middle will also cap faster than top. And they're so close to getting this victory now. They need, I believe, 3 more carts. Each cart gives 150 for capping. They need 450 points. So 3 more carts will probably win this one. So they're looking to get the lava car right now. Then they'll go for the middle cart, which will spawn before. And then if they can get the new lava as well, that will basically be victory for them. So that's their game plan at this moment in time, off of that wipe having the advantage. That said, it is still a 1-for-1 trade, so there will still be the opportunity for Omegalul if they can disrupt perhaps the next middle car when it comes in. It's unlikely that they're going to win here, but they need to stay alive, and more that Team Smoke Trout play these team fights, they seem to be getting better at them and actually starting to force pressure and potentially wipes, which would be disastrous for Omegalul. They can't afford another one.
Yeah, it's just all about the target calling in these team fights because you have such a limited window to actually get these kills off. And now Tessia, he's going to blink back in. Maxi as well, immediately rolling back in. So again, Omegalul are trying to do a good job here and knocking everybody out of the circle, but it's just not going to be enough. Smoke Trout should be able to secure that lava, and they does. The lava cart has been secured here for Smoke Trout. Now it's going to be all about the middle. We see the Horde are the first ones to arrive at the scene, but we can see now another team fight is going to erupt shortly, and Max doesn't have his trinket. If we can get some crowd control maybe on Zuex and a leg sweep onto Max, that could be big. Instead, we're going to see Smirtix actually going for the solo mission here up north. We're going to see if that's going to pay off. He looks to mount up here and disengage from the team fight, and I really like this because now he's going to force the enemy rogue here to stay and not able to help his team out. But we see a sap come out here from Creamy Man, and that card should potentially stay there, but Smartix has kind of stopped Creamy here from leaving his base early and helping out in the team fight. So in a sense, it's a small victory here for the team of Smoke Trout.
I actually think the opposite. I think that really advantages Omegalul. Omegalul, they had to have Creamy on defense because this top card takes so long to cap, and Lurtex therefore should have been in the fight with Smoke Trout. He should have been giving them the 6v5 advantage because Creamy actually played that insane. He got the first node, the first cap on middle, and now his team is in a 5v5 situation where they have the advantage because they've capped middle first. They have the 5v5 bodies. Lurtex should have been in this fight with Smoke Trout, I think, so that they would win this car in the 6v5. Now, both rogues are going to be able to reconnect. It's an even setting here. No one is capping lava. This is a momentum swing in favor of Omegalul at this moment in time. No one is really wanting to commit to the lava cart because as soon as anyone leaves that car, it will go in advantage for the other team. You know, like the 6v5, obviously the 6 will always win. It's going to be a real question of who can peel off here. If Omegalul actually cap this and then they're the first to peel off with Benny on the Demon Hunter, they'll win the game instantly. And even if they don't, even if they do lose lava, as long as they have priority on the next spawning car, they're going to win the game.
Yeah, big shift in momentum here for Omegalul. They're looking to strike back here on their own map pick. Maxi,
Benny's going for it.
Benny, can he do it?
If he gets there in time, they win. One more car wins him. Literally anything. 10 points is all they need at this moment in time. And Benny, like always, the Demon Hunter is always first to these cars. He gets the new one. They need 8 more points. No one from Team Smoke Trout will be able to get there in time. Fnobber's desperately trying. 5 points remaining. This was an insane strategy coming in from Omegalul. I cannot believe this worked. Who'd have thunk it? Prop Warrior, the first we've seen. And they're able to take down Smoke Trout in the game. Absolutely insane. As both these teams go in with rather even compositions overall, may the best team win.
Yep, the gates have opened, and now we're going to see, is anybody going to go and pick up the orb, or are they going to wait until there are some casualties? You can see here, Team Omegalul are in the middle of the map here. It doesn't look like anybody's going to go ahead and pick up those orbs just yet, and we can see the team fight is being initiated. Warwick's, he immediately gripping in that paladin. There's a blind on Max. Nice opener here, forcing out 2 trinkets immediately on both healers here. Smoke Trout has big lead.
Yep, excellent opener from Thessia. What you expect to see from him on the rogue here. Neither team picking up the orb just yet. No one wants to throw away any advantage. Big swap over onto Max, caught up in the kidney shot into DLX sweep. Nice setup from Smoke Trout. Well denied though. I think Zoex might have actually traded out the hand of sacrifice there. Fnobbers and Maki are actually getting completely destroyed on the other side of things. Fnobbers able to stabilize a little bit. Maki also. Both these teams trading blow for blow. Trinkets exchanged. Just tunneling down each other's healers. These compositions with the 3 melees and the Moonkins are so scary. Now we see a full blind onto Maki, but Fnobbers looks like he should be able to be okay. Max, though, caught up in the kidney shot.
There's no way Max is going to make it out of this. Full Cyclone onto Zuex, Touch of Death active. Max, are you going to survive? He actually has the Ironbark active. He could be able to. If Zuex gets any heals out, he gets paralyzed. But Max is looking like he's going to stabilize from this. And now Maxi instead is taking the big brunt of the damage here. He's going to be able to stabilize from that. And the orbs have been picked up here on both sides. Max now taking so much damage from Tessia on that Assassination Rogue. Gets a big heal from Zuex. And he's going to be able to survive survive. Fnobbers with the Cyclone is going to be able to deny some of those hots, killing him, but Warwick with the orb now taking huge amounts of damage, smoke bomb being used here on top of him, and now Benny as well taking big damage. Benny actually going down, and the first orb has been returned here for Smoke Trout. If somebody on that squad can pick it up, it looks like Tessia is on his way there, and he's going to allow Lurtix actually on that balance druid to pick it up as Tessia is making his way back to those healers.
Yeah, this is a very even strategy from both teams. Like, they both tunneled each other's healers, used all their offensive cooldowns, and then they're like, well, we can distract them a little bit, I guess, by getting the flag. Actually, the first kill, I can't believe the Warwick is still alive on this death now. He has 120% sitting in the middle of the fight, no defensive cooldowns left, being tunneled into. But Fnobbers and Maki, this is the advantage of the Mistweaver Monk. He has such good throughput healing. He's actually able to heal Warwick through. They might even win the fight with 2 orbs, which would be absolutely insane here from Smoke Trout if they could. Creamy dies. Arj also looking like he might fall. Fantastic lead here from Smoke Trout. They're playing this map absolutely insane.
Yeah, this is probably the best opener that you could dream for here. Picking up the orbs in the fight and still winning the fight here. But now Lurtex getting garroted, taking big damage. Kane though taking huge damage in that cheap shot. Tessia's out for blood here, and we can see Kane should be able to stabilize, but at what cost here? Maxi again getting garroted, caught up in a stun. Fnobbers has no mana left as we see Walrix finally go down, Lurtix as well going down, but Blizzo so fast with the repick-up, and again he's going to stay out in the outskirts here and try to deny some points for the enemy team. And right now we only see 1 orb being carried so far for Smoke Trout, but we saw this strategy before, and right now you're basically trading 1 point for 10. Blizzo needs to try to make his way back into the middle. Smoke Trout needs to kind of regroup here. The damage debuff is stacking, and right now Smoke Trout, they have a lead, but they could easily lose it if they don't get back to the middle or take down the enemy flag carrier of Benny.
Yeah, it's a really interesting strategy. Like, we've seen a few points happening. I mean, the main advantage for Blizzo is he's denying points from the other team, right? The other team won that fight, so Omegalul's not able to get 2 flags. But at the same time, it's super risky because he's got so many stacks now, he'll just die in this team fight. As we can see here, he's dropping so low on health, does end up falling. Now we're at a 5v5. Of course, Smoke Trout had such a big advantage at the start of this game that they're probably still going to feel quite confident here. They still have a 300-point lead, having had that fantastic opener, but double flag now available for Omegalul. We'll have to see how this fight does end up going, because Blizzo is down right now, so is Benny, so this is a perfect 5v5. The advantage is still in favor of Smoke Trout, though, if they can get the kills on these orb flags.
Yeah, now Tessia, the main damage dealer here for the offense, taking a little bit of damage, but he should be able to stabilize. Fnobbers caught up in a Cyclone here, and now the Cyclones are being switched up here. Kane doing a good job, but Arj immediately getting blown up, dropping the green orb here. Let's see who can pick that up. As we see, Benny actually not going to be able to do too much here, trying to take down Lurtex, I believe, on that Druid who has the orb, but not going to be able to do too much damage here. The Darkness, big Chaos Nova as well, should be able to slow down some of the damage from Smoke Trout, but I think that Kane should actually go down here as well. Now Warwick immediately picking up that orb as well and making his way down to the middle.
Yeah, it's a nice play by Warwick. That was one of the things that they've been struggling with a little bit here, as Omegalul have actually come back into the game quite a lot. Since they were just able to recap a lot of flags. Benny should fall here though, as long as Smoke Trout are fast to it, and they are. Lurtex and Warwick do have the flags. The ideal carriers, to be honest, the Death Knight and the Moonkin are the 2 probably most tanky members on this team, the 2 that you want to have the flags, and they should be able to accrue a fair few points here as the Alliance starts to take a little bit of a lead, 739 to 582 right now, around about 150 points in favor, and Benny is still down. So we need Omegalul, they need to reset, they need to regroup, they need to find their way back into this game. They're actually getting staggered a lot right now. If Creamy goes down, this is absolutely disastrous. The perfect stagger coming in from Smoke Trout. They're already halfway to victory. At worst, they're going to have a 5v4. It's looking insane for them at this moment in time.
Yeah, and Fnobers again is just spamming out those cyclones onto Max. Lurtex could potentially go down here, but Fnobers trying so hard to keep him alive. Warwick's still looking good on that Gnome DK. He's held an orb for a long time, and finally Lurtex gets deleted, and we're gonna see who actually picked up that flag. It appears to be on the side of Omegalul. Arch should be able to potentially connect here as well and defend everybody from Creamy.
Yep, and it does look like Creamy was able to pick it up. This is the wipe that would be expected here, since the double DPS died on the side of Lurtex and Warwick. But now it's a question of how far ahead are they? You know, they have a 350 point advantage right now. Benny and Creamy are both stacking up their stacks. As long as Fnobbers doesn't die here, Fnobbers dying would be really detrimental, but a good life cocoon comes in. They're currently battling this out 4v6, the side of Smoke Trout. As soon as Lurtex and Thessia are able to get back into the fight here, if Thessia actually falling, it's not a great situation for them. Maki as well, caught up in the kidney shot, over into the beam, dies. This is a huge momentum swing from Omegalul. They get 2 pickoffs whilst Lurtex and Warwick are trying to get back into the fight. Even if Creamy and Benny were to die here, it would be an even setting. The points are starting to even up. Omegalul, actually with that split res, they're coming back into this game, and they're coming back really fast right now. You can see how many points they get for having these 2 orbs in the middle of the map.
Yeah, if they can stagger up one more person as that rest just happened, that would be huge for them. Blizzo has gone down as well on that Windwalker. It's looking so good now for Omegalul because of that play, but we see Lurtex so quick to pick up that orb, and now finally the other orb drops here, and we're gonna see Warwick is making his way over there. Fnobbers is backing him up. Fnobbers actually gets gripped by Arj. Big mistake. You don't want Warwick to be the one who makes it to that orb. Instead, you should grip him. Now Fnobbers, he's going to be able to have free reign again, healing without having to worry about dying. And Warwick's, of course, the tankiest member on Smoke Trout. He's going to hold on to that flag, but we do still see another flag here onto Lurtex as well. They're going to try to take him down. Arj doing what he can here, applying those necrotic strikes. A lot of damage onto Lurtex. He's going to go down. Now Benny making his way over there, back flipping over. Blizzo though, with the Ride the Wind, snatches the orb under Benny's nose, and that's gonna be a big lead here for Smoke Trout.
Yeah, 2 big plays happen there. Warwick should have been death grip. He shouldn't have the flag right now, so a slight mistake from Arj. But Blizzo with the big play, knowing exactly where he needed to be, able to snatch it from under Benny, like you say, Z. And now it is 2 flags. They have the advantage. They're going to win the game, and this is going to be a 2-1 with Smoke Trout advancing to tomorrow's Championship Sunday.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here. And the composition with the Windwalker, I mean, Blizzo really is carrying his weight in gold here, and the re-pickups are happening immediately as well. Lurtex been doing such a phenomenal
unique composition of the Rep Paladin, but both of them have the Druid, the Rogue on offense, so nothing really unique about the scariness on either side. This is, I think, the first team we've seen running without a Resto Druid or a Resto Shaman for Fiedler Gaming, so that'll be interesting to see how this Holy Paladin and Mistweaver Monk do pair up together. I don't think we actually saw this particular combination in either region yet, so interesting from Nuri and Donny. We'll have to see how it plays out. Troy actually gets sapped up early, caught up a little bit in the midfield as they get the kidney shot onto him, so Nala, who had a fantastic first series, strikes first in this fight.
Yeah, beautifully done there. Sapping Troyes, swapping over the sap to his healer, kidney shot on Troyes, forcing out the trinket, and you can see the cross crowd control here is amazing with the Hex and the Cyclone on both healers. And Troyes is just in a situation where he has to run away because he has an angry Red Paladin chasing him. Divinovic is looking to strike here. Troyes is going to be able to pick up that flag due to that movement speed buff, and then he's going to go ahead and hop, skip, and jump through the graveyard area, and he should be able to make his way down towards the middle and towards his own side. And there he is connecting with his healer. He has a spectral side active, looking completely fine. Now Sona on the flip side here, getting caught up in big trouble here. Bublovic might have to use his bubble here getting caught up in those cyclones. Gonna throw out a couple of heals. Should be able to top Sona up for now. Freedom is active as well. Now Sona making his way down the tunnel as well, together with Bublovic, and this is kind of what we were talking about. If you have a monk here, you can kind of just use your Demon Hunter abilities, your Fell Rush and all that stuff to just cross the map much quicker. Now, because he's playing with the Holy Paladin as his healer, he kind of is just not using any of his mobility, has to take it slower here and stay on the riskier side of the map.
Yeah, it's definitely a disadvantage, and they actually forced out a ton of cooldowns. Artesia and Norgan did a fantastic job there. There was actually a 2v3 situation. They still managed to force out a ton from Bubble. They also have the Trinket down on Sona. Could potentially look for a smoke bomb play at some point here. They don't quite have the damage, though. Seems like only the 2 DPS right now. Sona double jump, able to cross the map very quickly into friendly territory. Bublovic, I think he did a good job positioning wise there. He actually made sure that he preemptively positioned towards his side of the map. So Sona does get the reconnection now, but I think this is going to be a big theme throughout this game, as you said, Zico. The fact that neither of the healers on the side of Big Burst have any real mobility means that Sona is going to be likely exposed, either having to tank the damage or, you know, kite his healers in order to avoid it. Meanwhile, Troyes has Donny on his team, and Donny should always be able to keep up. Right now, the offense is in favor of Big Burst, though. Troyes is running for his dear life, as we can see both Divinovic and Nala looking for some offense here. They're trying to chase this down, and actually Fiedler Gaming are coming back into defense to try and kind of thwart this.
Yeah, and we see our favorite rogue Nala down there looking for Troyes, looking to potentially teleport up with a Shadow Strike. He's jumping up there. He's trying to get in range, and I think he actually steps to the Paladin there, but Illidan's grasp, he's going to throw him back down. Back to the depths you go, Nala. You're not going to connect on Troyes for now, but there is a little bit of trouble here. We can see Kak is actually reconnecting here, activating his Incarnation, I believe, and trying to dish out some damage. The damage over time effects with the Moonfire are applied here, and he's just waiting for Nala to be able to connect here onto Troyes. Now Troyes, aware of what Nala is up to, should be able to avoid that situation altogether. He's going to go ahead and rotate here with Donny, head to the other side, activate his Spectral guys. He knows Nala is waiting somewhere in the wings. Now Nala with the Shadow Step into the Kidney Shot, and Divinovic on the flip side is going to go down here. Nice blind here onto Nwari. Let's see if we can see a follow-up sap onto that. We do see that from Nala, and he's going to have to disengage from this attack. Beautifully deflected here by Fiedler Gaming.
Yeah, that was pretty nice, because it actually looked like the momentum was in favor of Big Burst in this situation, but they just did such a good job, as you say, diffusing it. Nice ringer pieces coming from Donny, the Illidan's Grasp, like constantly like throwing people off. Artesia wasn't able to really connect. They get the kill over onto Divinovic as well, but I mean, Sona's going to be 100% fine here at this moment in time. And as is Troyes, like both these teams kind of resetting. They catch Nala, so they should be able to kill him out here. And now that they get the kill, I would love to see Big Burst pushing in, potentially trying to... Oh, sorry, not Big Burst. I would love to see Fiedler Gaming pushing in. You know, they've been committing a lot of members to defense so far. Sona taking a little bit of damage on the other side of the map, as Norgan's actually been able to get a little bit of work done. They don't really have too much mobility, though. You know, like playing the Rogue, obviously it's great for the lockdown on Troyes, but you have to actually catch him. They don't really have like a Windwalker. They only have the one Druid here, so it might be hard to catch Sona. The question, of course, is whether Bublovic can keep up with him. They have the complete advantage here at this moment in time, since the offense has been wiped out. Troyes is really safe right now, so Sona is the only person that could potentially be in trouble. We see Norgan connecting over with the sap, but there's no one really here helping him right now. Divinovic finally connecting. It's a two-man onslaught.
Yeah, I really like what they're doing here in terms of composition on Fiedler Gaming side. They have the Moonkin Rogue combo that can cause a lot of havoc here on the side of Fiedler, and of course they have a solid defense with that Monk, with the Demon Hunter. So I think the red pick is finally getting a little bit punished, and as I say that, Divinovic getting sapped up. Now they have been alerted that an attack is happening here onto Sona, so Sona immediately is going to retreat from that tunnel, knowing that there's two stealthers there. I would have actually rather seen Norgan not sap there, not reveal his positioning, because as you can see, Sona activating his Spectral side, moving away from the tunnel, is already preemptively kiting now because he has been alerted of the enemy's presence.
Yeah, and actually Nala is kind of scouting down there as well. Neither team's really opting to commit. Orcs don't die. Actually, trinkets out of the first kidney shot here, just to get Norgan out of stealth. I feel like that's kind of a waste of the trinket there because, I mean, he's not going to catch his Demon Hunter at this moment in time anyways. Norgan's just going to vanish out of that situation, get the clean reset, and they just get the trinket for free basically from the Restoration Shaman. So that could potentially be something that comes back to bite them later. We'll have to watch for that. But Troyes is the first person taking damage here. Life Cocoon comes out over onto him. This is a big offense. We've got Kakmaster and Nala both connecting at this moment in time. Excellent kiting though from Troyes. He's using this kind of like small narrow tunnel on the other side of the barricades. And of course, that means that they can combine that with the Ring of Priests from Donnie at any moment to knock people off. I really like how they're using the Monk and the Demon Hunter. It's a little bit different to how we've seen some of the other teams playing it. But now we see the counter offense as the sap comes over onto Sona. Both these teams are going for the cutthroat kill on these Demon Hunters.
Yeah, and the stacks are stacking up here. We see Kakmastad caught up in the Illidan's grasp. Trinkets out of that, looking for the Cyclone. Doesn't manage to find it. Donnie in hot pursuit here, keeping his Demon Hunter alive. But it seems even Donnie can't keep up with Troyes right now because he's taking so much damage on the other side. We see Sona in big trouble here, running across the tunnel here. And he has to slow down, as you can see there, trying to stay with his healer. Now Troyes again caught up in a kidney shot on the other side of the map. He gets the life cocoon here, and now he's going to start to kite. He's going to start to have to kite here because Donnie's running low on cooldown. Nala getting targeted here as well a little bit. We see Divinovic falling low. Everybody's taking damage right now.
Yeah, actually the Wind Rush Totem coming in from Oxstone Dives, a talent that basically gives, I think, a little bit of movement speed to everyone who's inside the circle to try help the healers catch up to Sona, because, I mean, this is the disadvantage that Sona has, right? Like, there's no Transcendence or anything able to come out, and actually Artesia is the only person close to him right now. See the kidney shot coming over as Nala also is able to get a little bit of connection, or Norgan, sorry, I should say. Smoke Bomb, no trinket for Sona, narrowly escapes that one. Hand of Sacrifice comes out, keeping him narrowly alive. That was a close call in that smoke bomb. Sona, though, now that he survived that, you know, his trinket's starting to come up. He's able to kite a bit more. The rogue is shut down. Norgan trying to chase. And every single time, Sona has to come back. He has to come back and eat the damage just so he can get back to his healers. Meanwhile, in the offense for Big Burst, we can see Divinovic trying to keep himself alive. Unable to do so far. That offense seems to be thwarted, though Troy is taking a little bit of damage in this kidney shot. Another life cocoon available for Donnie, able to keep him alive. They're actually bursting through it. Big damage onto Troyes. Should be able to kite away at this moment in time. Divinovic having such a tough time reaching on that Ret Paladin.
And Sona finally able to get Norgan Rogue away from him, send him back, got him down to about 20%. And Sona and Bublovic, they should be able to stabilize for now. And Troyes on the other end as well. He's looking pretty good. He is in that same spot as we saw him earlier, kind of above the tunnel roof, around the graveyard there. And he's doing a good job here so far with Donnie, but healing is getting rough for both teams here. We can see another attack now onto Troyes, getting caught up in the kidney shot, has to trinket out immediately. Nala is looking for blood. He connects with the Maledict. He's looking to potentially get a 1 versus 3 here, almost taking Troyes down, but doesn't manage to, and Nala falls, but that was super close. Now Sona on the other end is going to have to start kiting. You see Troyes is already moving to the flag spot as we see another attack is being launched here.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. I can't believe both these Demon Hunters are alive. They have 270% damage increase on both sides at this moment in time. There was the new hotfix that came in, which meant the stacks, instead of just capping at 10 in 6v6 mode, they cap at 20 now, and they stack every 20 seconds rather than 30. So they're stacking faster, they're stacking higher. Both these tanks are completely exposed. It really is a case of which rogue can get the connection, and both teams are doing a great job on the defense right now. I think we haven't really been talking about Rachno too much. He's been sitting in the back line for Fiedler Gaming, and he's been doing a great job just kind of snaring up Divinovic, making it hard for him. Because if that Ret Paladin gets one connection, you know, he's just going to two-shot the guy. We know how much damage Ret Paladins can do in a kidney shot. They will absolutely slay Troyes instantly, but they're doing a great job shutting him down. You know, Norgan gets the sap on the way. They have the advantage right now. They're going to be first to connect over onto Sona, who is stuck in the graveyard. This is where that disadvantage will start to happen, but Troyes, like you say, also taking a lot of damage here.
Getting sapped up into a kidney shot, no trinket available, and the entire team is connecting. Troyes taking so much damage. big paralyzed there as well onto Jamu, trying to slow everything down. Sona as well on the flip side is taking the huge amounts of damage. Nala finally connecting, returning the flag. Now, can Sona make it to the base? He double jumps. He's looking for the speed in the tunnel, cannot find it, but I think he's going to be the first one into the flag room. I don't see anybody else really making it out there. Sona is finally, after a long... Maybe. No, he's not going to get it.
But Artesia should surely die instantly. Like, I mean, he's a moon kill with 300% damage increase. It's going to be so difficult for him to stay alive here. But he's actually trying to kill Sona. He mighty bashes him. If he gets the solo, that would be absolutely incredible. Both these flag carriers in so much trouble. Sona looking like he might be able to pull it forward for his team. We see the ringer piece from Donnie trying to deny Artesia. Wow. He needs to get across the map. He actually dies instantly. He gets one shot. They're able to pick it up again, though. Incredible stuff. I can't believe they're still alive. He picks up the movement speed, Nora, but it's not going to do anything with that many stacks. You can't get movement and speed increase, and Nala is here. It's a juicy little sap. Is it going to be an ambush?
I kind of want to see the ambush here. Nala not going to go for it, though. Sheep shot into kidney shot. Should be able to secure this kill as well, and I believe the stacks are completely reset at this point.
They actually killed Soda. He took so much time with the sap that Soda died. So both of these teams' flag carriers have reset. And I mean, we were saying that a tie is surely impossible after the hotfix, but I mean, with the stacks reset since both flag carriers died there, I mean, I actually think that was a bit of a misplay. I feel like Nala could have just one-shot him instead of waiting to set it up in the sap. Because he didn't do that, it meant that Artesia, who had dropped the flag, had time to go and one-shot Soda because he had so many stacks and no healers. And now, you know, we're actually at a level pegging once again.
Yeah, and both teams doing such a great job there. And I mean, we gotta commend Nuwaripala as well for getting the re-pick up on that flag when it dropped. If it wasn't for him, surely that would have been a 1-0. Sona was so close to the flag spot. There's no way he wouldn't have been able to cap that. And now we see Nala waiting on the graveyard here for the Demon Hunter, but Donnie doing a great job here, taking him out with that serpent, with that flying serpent kick. And now we see a kidney shot onto Troy's Nala immediately, trying to annoy the enemy flag carrier here, making sure that he doesn't get to swap the flag here. But Nala, he might have been gliding off a little bit more than he can chew as he's being sent to the graveyard.
Yep, he gets sent home there. Both these teams equal right now. 6 minutes, meaning that the stacks will never go as high as they did. It'll probably get to about 200-ish% in these 6 minutes. So it's going to be very, very close call. It's 10% every 20 seconds. So every 3 minutes, 30%. And 6 minutes or 5 minutes now means that we're looking at about 150 to 180% on both these tanks as they both haven't got the flag. So I mean, it's looking like there's a reasonable chance of a draw, but definitely both these teams have been forcing pressure even with the low stacks. So we'll have to watch how they play out. If either of the teams do opt to turtle a little bit more, Bubblevic and Orcs Don't Die are both playing in defense right now. They really don't want to throw after such a close call with Sona. Artesia, you can see he's playing aggressive, but Sona's just going to jump up. Very hard for Artesia to shoot that, and Norgan also isn't quite there just yet. So no real chance for offense there. Meanwhile, Troy's preemptive life cocoon, there's a lot of people chasing after him, and Divinovic has bubble.
Yeah, Divinovic activating his bubble and his wing. Troy immediately jumping out of there. And Divinovic, if he can ever connect here on Troy, no, he slides down. Oh, beautiful death grip, actually. I thought he fell there for a second. But Nala, he's going to connect with the kidney shot, with the blind. And we see the Holy Paladin trinketing out of that, giving Nala some of his own medicine with that blinding light. Beautifully done. Now, Troy's looking to reverse the pressure here. And this is something that I like what Fiedler Gaming is doing. They're applying the pressure back onto the Rogue, making sure that the Rogue has to expend his cooldowns. And then next time the Rogue connects, you can do the same thing and force him to run away. Because the longer Nala gets to stay in and use kidney shot off the R, the more cooldowns he is going to face. Now we see another big divine favor here from Nuwaripala, and again Troy's kind of running in a circle here on the outer skirts of this map, and we can see Troy's again. He's going to try to make his way around. He's waiting for his healers to catch up. Donnie's there, and then he's going to go for that same lap while his teammates are killing off everybody, especially Nala, who has been the person who connects with another kidney shot now. Beautiful sheep shot here onto Nuwaripala. Not gonna be enough damage though. The stacks are not gonna be able to do it, and Nala, it realizes that. He's gonna go ahead and play it a little bit slower, waiting for his next kidney shot.
This is actually incredible. Like this is classic EU, you know. Like all of the NA teams were just having 2 people on defense and then chucking 4 people at offense. Both of these European squads just have both their healers on defense. Even like Ragnar is sitting back, so it's just like a 2-man offense for Fiedler Gaming. Like it's completely different playstyle, more about how can we live rather than how can we kill at this moment in time. That said, though, Sona did drop awful low in that exchange. It was a close call for him. Troy's, I'm pretty sure he would have died if Divinovic had just connected with the Crusade there, but obviously Ragnar's staying on defense with the Death Grip Chains of Ice. That is the problem that the Rep Paladin will have, you know, it definitely could just slow you forever. We see a big swap here over onto Sona, but again, so much defense protecting him right now. We see crowd control onto Artesia, crowd control over onto Norgan, and Sona is just going to be able to kite away with freedom.
Yeah, Norgan actually fell down during that attack, so that attack kind of stopped before it could even happen. Artesia, he's been doing a good job staying on the flag carrier, but Sona has kind of been one step ahead. Him and Bablovic have looked like a really great duo here. Now, Artesia doing a great job here, flanking in the tunnel. Now, if Norgan can connect on the flip side, Sona's going to be in big trouble here. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. Sona immediately running towards the graveyard, and then he's going to most likely jump up on that graveyard and do a reverse lap here. Norgan could potentially connect with a kidney shot. Before that happens, though, there's the kidney shot. Does he have a smoke bomb? Doesn't look to be the case. Earthen Wall Totem here from Orcs Don't Die looks to be enough to deflect the situation. Orcs Don't Die even adding in a little BM lightning bolt here to try to take Norgan down and completely shut the offense down. If Norgan dies here, it could be huge for Fiedler Gaming, and he is going to go down here. Now, they have an excellent opportunity here for Bigburstovic, to take down Troy's here.
Yeah, and actually, Divinovic, he's hovering around the Berserking Hut. I would actually love to see him go pick that up and just go for a full offensive. He's basically being shut down by Ragnar right now. Like, Ragnar has no interest in killing him. Actually, as I say that, he's now popping the Abomination. They've been kind of like trading blow for blow here. And because of this, it means Divinovic can't get his damage. You know, he's just getting spam slowed down by the Chains of Ice, by the Death Grips. Even his freedoms aren't enough to keep him away from the Death Knight. And that is what's really denying them the chance to kill Troy's. I'm pretty sure if the Rep Paladin connects, he will just win them the game. But they just cannot get that connection, you know? He's going to die again here, most likely in the 1v1 to Ragnar. And as soon as he does that, the offense is going to be completely shut down. Only 150% stacks on the 2 tanks. Like I say, we're expecting it to get up to about 180-ish% before the game times out. But with this defensive strategy, it's really hard for either team to get a connection. Sona taking a little bit of damage right now, but should just be able to hide away, trying his best. If he can leap up to the grave, as he does, he's going to be far away from anyone, and looks like he'll be fine.
Yeah, Divinovic finally, after a long, hard-fought battle, does go down as well. So the offense of Bigburstovic is not looking great, and they only have 45 seconds here to try to do something here to Troy before the game is going to be a draw. We can see Troy's again moving at that classic spot we've been seeing him at the entire game. He's staying back, and now Nala going in for the sap. Full kidney shot here onto Troy. Troy not even going to use Trinket here. Donnie quick to respond there with the life cocoon. He's going to go ahead and throw in a soothing mist as well. Noari Pala not going to take any chances, trinketing out of that blind. Now Sona on the flip side, taking huge damage in tunnel, Adrian.
Yeah, Spirit Link comes out from Orcs Don't Die, trying to ensure that Sona also doesn't die. That was actually a really close call. He dropped down to 30% there. If he hadn't trinket Spirit Links, Sona may well have died, and with 3 seconds left, that would have been it. Of course, now we will have the tied situation. Neither team able to cap. What a close call it was, though. Sona was so close to getting that cap. If Artesia and Noari hadn't made the play they start, I'm pretty sure Fiedler is playing Alliance, but I'm just going to make 100% sure when I see which base gets capped here at the very start. Actually, I really like this. This is one little thing that you do have to bear in mind is like how the teams opt for the cap first. So Artesia immediately gets that cap, and actually Fiedler Gaming, yes, they are Alliance, so that's good. Even though the Demon Hunter doesn't defend the base, the Demon Hunter is the first one to cap the flag, because they even like a tiny little split second of capping first, if this game does end up going into a bit of a stalemate at Waterworks, could mean, you know, that could literally be the game-winning play. So Artesia on the Demon Hunter immediately snapping that base up for his team.
Beautifully done. And now we see both teams reaching Waterworks, engaging immediately onto Nuwari Pala. He's gonna have to use some cooldown. He saves his trinket and he uses his divine shield. So really nice opener. Now we see the infernals as well are dropped here, and we can see Orcs Don't Die getting caught up in a stun, but he should be able to stabilize from now. The Earthen Wall Totem is being dropped and all cooldowns are being popped from both teams here. Jamu is going to be a big target here. Fiedler Gaming are going to have to try to shut him down as much as possible, because when he gets those chaos bolts out, they're going to hurt big time. But he's casting them onto Artesia, not going to take too much damage, having that blur active. Orcs Don't Die, going for a little hex here on Donnie, and he's going to get dispelled out. Not too much happening right now as we see them reconnect again to Nuwari Pala, topping himself up, and now back onto Donnie.
Yeah, I think Donnie might have misplayed that. It looked like he was a spell, but he actually trinketed, used his revival. They didn't kill the Sky Fury totem from Orcs Don't Die for a very long time toward the end of that Infernals too, which, I mean, obviously, like, when it's impacting the entire raid, will start to add up. Orcs Don't Die has been spam going for these ninja caps. His team is completely stable. He doesn't even need to heal. He might actually get this. He's not been challenged for such a long time. Finally, the DK comes in. He must have been a couple of seconds away from that one. Both the healers dying, Noiri and Donnie, at this moment in time. There's no bubble available, and the Berserking gets picked up by Norgan. He's going to be looking for blood here, maybe trying to get some counter pressure, able to win the race over to that. Divine Shield down for Nori, no life cocoon available either. They can get one more connection over onto him. They could easily take this team fight.
Yeah, and we see big Chaos Bolts now casted onto Donnie, but he's going to be able to brush that off for now. Orcs Don't Die, living up to his name, going to be able to top himself off. And again, he's going to go for those caps. And even if he doesn't get it, he is forcing someone like Artesia to leave the team fight and hit him. And he wants that because he can immediately heal himself back up with that Ghost Wolf. Should be no problem for him, and very mana efficient as well for Orcs Don't Die. Now he's going to try to throw out a Hex. And something I've realized is that there is no Hex dispel here on the side of Fiedler Gaming. So if Orcs Don't Die gets a Hex out, people actually have to trinket them, or they have to sit the full duration here. He's looking for it on Donnie, not going to be able to find it. Sky Fury Totem getting dropped here, boosting up everybody's damage here. Sona now taking a little bit of damage, but he is in that Void form. He should be able to stabilize from now, and Orcs Don't Die finally gets the Hex onto Donnie. He's going to go for the cap as well. Don't think he's going to be able to find it. Artesia too quick with that, and we see some mana rifts as well coming out. It's finally a kill here on the board. Nuwari Pala, first one to go down there.
Yeah, first blood for the team of Big Burst, delivering some huge burst over onto Nuwari. Divinovic was able to get his connection. We see another Berserking up. Who's going to get it? Looks like Orcs Don't Die is the only one positioning for it right now. No one's really opting for it. Divinovic will get there, and that should be enough to clean up this team fight. Waterworks should go in favor of Big Burst right now. Of course, Divine with that huge damaging cooldown. Donnie caught up in another Hex. They've done a fantastic job, like you identified, Zico, of using those Hexes undispellable over onto Donnie. They're going to clear up the rest of the team. Rachno should fall. Artesia's already fallen. Nori is trying to get over here. He's going as fast as he can, but he's got no DPS to heal at this rate. Rachno actually somehow stays alive. Donnie's been doing a fantastic job. If they can somehow stabilize this, it's going to be absolutely incredible, but it's still looking unlikely. Still a healer down. Finally, Nori gets back into the fight. Artesia's down. It'll be interesting to see if they go for some sort of ninja with the Demon Hunter, because they're still so far behind in this fight.
Yeah, and as you say that, we see the ninja himself, Nala, is making his way to the base as well. I think he is just going to stay kind of in between the bases, and he's actually going to head back to his own base there. And we can see Donnie now caught up in yet another Hex into the full fear here in the team fight on Waterworks. Sona taking huge amounts of damage here from Norgan Monk. Beautiful Earthen Wall Totem should be able to deflect that. Norgan Monk with the Ring of Peace as well, going to interrupt that flag cap. Artesia gonna have to shut down Orcs Don't Die as well. So annoying, standing in his Ghost Wolf, consistently trying to cap, dropping down the Earthen Wall Totem, a Riptide, going for the cap again. Bablovic now getting gripped in. Nuwari Pala getting huge damage here. Donnie has a lot of work to do. Not sure if he's going to be able to top him up. Artesia DH as well now taking quite a bit of damage here. The Maledics are flying in. Sona has just been tunneled the entire fight so far, and he looks to be taking the brunt of the damage, finally trading out his dispersion.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, that was really well recovered by Fiedler Gaming. I mean, they lost 2 members in that fight. They were somehow able to just stabilize it. Fantastically played by them. And I was thinking about it, like, look at the composition DPS-wise that Big Burst bring to this fight. in terms of crowd control, it's really scary, right? Like you've got the Shadow Priest, the Warlock, more casters, and the Retribution Paladin. But in terms of actual finishing power, it's not. There isn't really any. Like there's no Mortal Strike effect outside of perhaps these Fell Fishers and potentially a Scyfiend. So it's really hard. Even when they killed Nawari, Donnie had no problem, staying alive, making sure his team stayed alive until Nawari came back. It's really not the most scary of compositions without the rogue involved in the team fight. So maybe Nala will consider coming in at some point later. I was actually thinking that there's so little damage on Fiedler Gaming that maybe even like Orcs Don't Die could go back and look for the defense, but obviously, they're not going to go for that because leaving one healer in the fight would be extremely risky. They're still looking to see if they can pull off this fight at Waterworks. Both the teams are completely even in terms of cap. They did both cap at the same time. So we're headed for a draw if this stalemate doesn't break. But still, Fiedler Gaming, they've come so close to winning this fight already once. I wouldn't bet against them winning it again.
Yeah, and I think they're going to put less attention towards Sona and more attention onto Bublovic. That's really what's been working for these melee teams, focusing the Holy Pala. We've seen Nawari Pala go down already in the match, and he seems to be the target once again here for Team Bigburstovic. You can see Donnie now caught up in that Psychic Horror for a second, but he should be able to stabilize his team again. We see a Blessing of Protection now onto Jamu. He's going to be able to cast out big chaos bots here. And I think Donnie is gonna go down potentially in that Silence Hammer of Justice combo. Beautifully executed there. Nicely done.
Yeah, really good crowd control coming over. Nari actually had his Trinket, he didn't use it. I think Nari's going to struggle a lot harder than Donnie did to stay alive as the only healer. He's going to get tunneled down, and this really could be the wipe for Big Burst. This is what they needed, the opening that they were looking for. Nori now caught up in the whole hodge. His entire team dying. The Holy Paladin won't have the same throughput as the Mistweaver had last time this happened. They're looking for the full team wipe here. If they can kill off Norgan, kill off Nori, I think Nori should just be the target, to be honest. Just finish him off on the Paladin. He has no cooldowns like Divinovic. With the Trinket, he uses his Divine Shield offensively with this Crusade to try and finish off the team. This should be the full wipe finally coming in here. Nori does full. Rachno will be the last member alive. They get the Chaos Bolt coil and will kill him off, and this should be the base finally going over onto Big Burst, and now it's really pressure on Fiedler Gaming to find their way back into this one.
Donnie almost making it over there, but Orcs Don't Die harassing him with a Spirit Walker's Grace Hex on his way there. And that's going to secure the first base of the game. And we've been talking about it a little bit on Battle of Gilneas. Once you hold Waterworks as well as Mines, you're in such a good position to just defend those two bases. You can see Bublovic and Divinovic both staying together no matter what here. Omegavic, they're just on the base here, kind of having a good time. And Orcs Don't Die, you can see he's in that what we like to call the float position, where he's essentially in between both bases. If Mines gets ninja'd, he's going to head over there. If Waterworks gets attacked, he's going to head over there. And Waterworks seems to be the next point of attack. You can see Norgan Monk leading a 4-man force towards Waterwork, which means that there is one person free on the map. Troyes, where are you?
Yeah, we have to watch for it, and you can see that they're aware of that because Sono is kind of floating as well on the back line. Actually, an interesting gateway setup from Jamu. Normally we see them put the gateway similar to where the leaf is now, like over the water, the more direct path, but they're actually covering the back entrance with the gateway. And that's where Sono was rotating. He was rotating over the back. He's actually engaged into the team fight right now, so they don't have anyone really floating. Nala is alone, could potentially be exposed if Troyes wants to go for a play. Obviously, it's very difficult to be the rogue going for the aggression because, you might have to reveal yourself out of stealth, and it's going to be difficult to deal with saps, etc. But at the same time, Nala, he's been sitting pretty still. Maybe you could find him at some point. It could be a play they go for. I mean, they're going to have to make something happen because, like you say, Zico, now that there's a 2-base advantage and that we've seen that Big Burst wins all these team fights, it's just they have to break the deadlock somehow, and the longer they wait to go for this aggressive play, the more the points are going to stack up for Big Burst, and the easier they're going to come to victory.
Yeah, essentially they need to send somebody over to Mines, force maybe 2 or 3 people to go over to Mines, and then they can cause themselves a winning situation in Waterworks. And here we go.
Artesia, he's jumped over. He actually jumped so far. Look how much faster he is than anyone else. The other two people on the map that are going for it are Sona and Orcs Don't Die, but it's a Shaman and a Priest racing a Demon Hunter right now. So Troy's is in aggression. Nala as well. They're going to go for the play here. Do they have the duel? They haven't forced Nala out of stealth yet. Sona's approaching. Looks like he should be able to get there in time. Sap preemptively on Artesia over the smoke bomb. Huge play from Nala. Doesn't even need to reveal himself. Sona gets back, but it's going to be enough. Nala, with the big play outplaying that smoke bomb, does come out of stealth now, but resources are back. It's a 2-on-2 situation, but Orcs Don't Die also comes back. Excellent defense from Big Burst.
Yeah, Nala doing such a great job there, getting the sap in the nick of time. And Troy's, he had really, really good timing on his Fan of Knives, but it's not going to be enough. Nala too quick with the stun. Troy's trinkets out, immediately gets restunned on his trinket into a full blind, and Sona of course there to back them up in that 2v2. No way they're going to be able to cap that base. Now Nala, realizing that Troy's has left his base undefended, is going to go over to Lighthouse here. He could potentially take this. If Divinovic actually doesn't go down in Waterworks, it's good for Bigburstovic, because that's going to mean nobody can stop Nala here. He should be getting this base, Adrian.
Yeah, it looks like Nala might be able to get it. Donnie is coming back. He's so close. I feel like Donnie should be there in time. That was really scary. He actually went for the in-cap, which is 20-yard range, as opposed to just instantly going for it. We see another play here. Donnie does have his trinket, though. He gets sapped. If he trinkets, he will get blinded. He needs help here. The blind comes out, surely. Does Nala have it available? He goes for the kidney shot. Doesn't look like he has blind. And another member comes back. I don't think the kidney's quite going to be enough for Donnie. Good ring of peace. Well played by him. If they'd had the blind there, that would have been the 3 base. That would have been a hot situation for them. But Nala, he goes for the play. Nicely covered by Sona. Good setup from the team, but nothing doing in the end for them.
Unfortunately, Nala used his blind there on Troy's a little bit earlier in the defense, and I feel like he kind of had to, because he wasn't in one of those situations where he trinketed outside of blind, so if he gets blinded, he might lose his base. So he had to use it, and unfortunately, he doesn't manage to cap the Lighthouse. But again, a situation like that, it puts 2 people, it draws out a healer from the Waterwork fight, and it's still a small victory. Obviously not as good as capping a 3rd base, but still good for Bigburstovic nonetheless. Orcs Don't Die as well in that float position now. Rachno XD is going to have to go back to Lighthouse, try to regroup, and it looks like Bigburstovic is going to win this game. The enemy's going to leave.
Yep, we see one member rage quitting a little bit on Fiedler Gaming. Doesn't look like the whole team is ready to give it up just yet, but obviously with one guy leaving, like, they would need to get 3 bases at this point, since Big Burst are so close. And I mean, this composition from Big Burst, it's certainly not meta, bringing the double Paladin. We saw barely any Paladins in the North America region, so having a Holy and a Retribution is obviously a unique strategy coming in from Big Burst. But I mean, I've really liked it so far. They make it through to the grand finals, or the upper bracket finals tomorrow, unbeaten so far, and that's going to be... We've definitely seen ups and downs today in terms of some of these guys' plays, and now we're looking to end strong for one of these teams, Fiedler Gaming and Skill Capped. Both of them are teams we would have expected to make it through to Championship Sunday, but one of them will be going home.
Yeah, and we see Cervantes now charging in, taking that berserking buff. And in the previous Warsong game that we saw from Skillcapped, Cervantes was mainly playing on the defense with Corky, making sure that he is fine. And I think he's going to be making his way towards the team fight, try to do the same thing. But Donnie on the rest of Druid is going to go ahead and use that feral affinity actually, and crowd control Cervantes up here. He's going to go ahead and get a nice little root onto him as well. Blessing of Protection immediately activated here onto Troy's, as Troy's is making his way down the tunnel, trying to get that first flag secured for himself. Now Corky on the flip side has been running, but he is tanking Norgan's rogue here as he is moving towards the enemy flag room as well himself. Cavi trinketing out of that blind, activating the Blessing of Freedom. Corky getting caught up in a kidney shot, shouldn't be in too much problems. I don't think he's even going to activate his bark skin just yet. Here we see a solar beam actually now thrown onto Cavi. He doesn't really have anything to get out of it from with that root solar beam combo. Artesia following that up with the Cyclone, and now Norgan managing to get some damage off, but it seems to be he's taking the brunt of the damage from that Thorns. And Troy's as well on the flip side is battling his way out through the ramp with Acro chasing him down.
Yeah, you got to be careful attacking Corki. He's a little bit prickly. The Brambles counter damage coming in, almost taking out Norgan. But the offense from Artesia and Norgan has actually been really good, I think. They actually catch Corki out in normal form once again as he's shifting out of those slows. He finally gets over to the flags, so there's no quick caps that can happen here, as both flag carriers did finally manage to get there. We can see Norgan killed off now, so that should nullify any more offense coming out of Fiedler Gaming in the start of this one. Troyes, though, he's able to get across the map much faster. Corki could potentially be caught here. You can see that they're going to both meet each other roughly in the middle of the map. Artesia most likely going to die in the defense right now. Corki and it looks like Corki and Troyes are going to give themselves a little like slash bow or something in the middle as they both just go right past each other.
A little salute there between the two flag carriers, and now they go in completely opposite directions. We see Troyes making his way up. We expect Troyes to go kind of towards the graveyard here for the Alliance, and then make his way on around that wall that you can see to the left of him right now. And he's going to be playing there with Donnie as much as possible. That's what we saw from them in game number 1. That way he has the safety of the graveyard, potentially having rezzing team members there helping him out. And now we can see Lontar actually charging ahead of Troyes, actually ignoring him, just jumping down here, trying to go and save Acro instead. He connects the chain heal, beautifully done. Troyes gonna jump down. He can easily just jump back up there. Monkanch, I believe, has his teleport back up there, though. We could see him use that. I do believe that's his Transcendence there next to Troyes. Not gonna go for it just yet, though. He realizes that a one-man attack at this moment would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, you know, there's only 40% stacks on over of these tanks. We saw 300% in the last game when they were actually able to be taken down. So it's unsurprising that neither of these offenses have managed to land a kill just yet. It's kind of like there's this middling game right now where, for example, Cervantes, he's sitting in the defense, right, for his team, and he's getting caught up a little bit in the roots. Nice plays coming in from Donnie, and Donnie's been pretty impressed on the Druid. We know him mostly for his Mistweaver play, but he's had a good performance so far. One of the first healers we've seen actually coming into the offense, so slightly different strategy coming in from Fiedler Gaming here. Good Cyclone from Corki, as they do continue the pressure at this moment in time. Double blind doesn't look like too much is doing right now. Lontar actually going into offense a little bit as well. Both these teams committing a few more resources at the early stages.
Yeah, we can see Acro and Lontar on that two-man offense. Acro is going to get gripped down here by Rachno XD, and now, of course, Acro won't be able to reconnect just yet. And now we can see the rest of the team piling on here onto Troyes. Touch of Death has been activated. Full leg sweep. He's going to go ahead and sit through that, though. Full confidence here in Warrior Pala to keep him alive. Touch of Death is going to tick, though. I'm not sure if Troyes made the right call here. He should be able to jump away to safety for now, but Monkan is still not letting him go and connecting with that Windwalker Monk speed. Very, very nice. And Acro on the flip side is going to be going down, but Monkan with the beautiful Ring of Peace as well is going to make sure that Troyes and his healers are split up. Fist of Fury comes in. He procs the Cheat Death and the Hand of Sacrifice there from the Warrior Paladin, barely connecting there, saving Troyes.
Oh, but Corki died.
Corki on the flip side has gone down.
They actually got the smoke bomb play from Norgan there to kill Corki. Both these flag carriers trading blow for blow. But Troyes is looking like he's going to cap. He gets the stun over onto Lontar. Lontar trinkets out and gets it in the nick of time. Troyes is about 20 yards away from that cap, securing it for his team, putting skill capped 1 down on the first map of this lower bracket game. Lontar now, he needs to make a run. Fortunately, here's Ghost Wolf. Obviously, he won't get any increased movement speed from that, but it does deny the slows. The Death Knight reconnects. Rachno in defense, looking for the kill. Pack Spirit is powerful, but is it powerful enough?
I'm not sure. Lontar definitely going to have to jog on to his pack here. He has his Astral Shift active right now, and he is looking to be fine for now, but a lot of stacks on him, and there's the Freedom as well. He's trying to make his way down to Corki. Corki is going to bash up the enemy team here, but the DK of Rachno is still doing a lot of work here onto Lontar. A lot of damage being thrown out. Lontar now pre-tremoring that kidney shot, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to fall to that Star Surge, and the flag is going to be returned. Now, can we see a cap here? Troyes should surely be able to secure this one.
Yeah, it looks like Troyes will get away with this one. Corki was actually on top of Lontar there. He was getting snared up. I think he got hibernated once as well. But if he'd been a little faster to the click, maybe, just maybe, he could have got it. But it was faster fingers on the side of Fiedler Gaming. They go 1 up in this one. An interesting start. Like, honestly, that could have gone either way. Those, like, we were looking at Troyes as Corki fell. Like, both of them were really about, 10-15%. We saw some nice plays on both offenses. So you get the feeling that with 13 minutes left, this still could go either way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nobody's game just yet now. Corki has been getting harassed a lot this game. Cavi getting cloned up on 1%. Corki should potentially go down here, and that's a big, big win here for Fiedler Gaming. Cavi, if they stagger the res and take Cavi down as well, that could be huge for the team. Now Troy's getting sapped up in the middle of the map here. Acro doing a great job slowing down Troy's, and we see the flag is being picked up by Monkarn, I believe, and he should be able to reconnect with Corki and hand that little package over, but it's not an entirely safe thing to do when there are rogues in the game as well. We've seen how those flag swaps have gone in the past.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit scary. We'll have to see if Acro can make the plays here. Or Acro's doing a good job of shutting down Troyes. And I think Acro has been kind of like an unsung hero at some point in these games. Like, he has done a good job just shutting down. We see another sap over on Troyes right now, trying to deny the play. Corki, though, we're looking to see if he can get the trade right now. He's in bear form. Like, all these players should be able to stay alive in the start here. Like, they actually managed to reset both flags, which I think, honestly, actually works slightly more in favor of Fiedler Gaming, because, they have the advantage. They want the stacks to be stacking a little bit slower. Troyes now has the flag. They're actually potentially looking for the quick cap here, as Corki is caught up in midfield. They don't want anyone else to pick up the flag other than Corki because it is so dangerous. Monk Arms is in position to cap the flag if it's needed, but they don't want to have to go for that play. Corki caught up in the kidney shot once again. Troy's getting closer and closer.
Yep, Troy's getting closer and closer. Beautiful imprisonment on Acro's kidney shot, and I think he's finally going to make it out. No, Acro with the poison dagger, reapplying the kidney shot. Acro's doing such a great job, despite being the assassination rogue, not the most mobile spec of rogues. He manages to reach Troy's at the back of that beautiful distract into blind there, into potentially saps here as well. Going to allow Cervantes some time to exit that cyclone and maybe help him out with the offense here. The name of the game is definitely to slow down Troyes as much as possible. Hacker doing a great job with that, but Corki now has the flag, and he is on that reindeer form, charging across the map. He's already in position here to turn in the flag, so if they can launch an attack now on the actual flag carrier instead of Troyes, that could be a big comeback for Skill Capped.
Yeah, that's basically what they need to do. Like, both the teams have stabilized in the sense that they both have the flags now on their actual flag carriers. It did take us a couple of minutes to get to that point, since both the rogues were doing such a good job of denying the kind of crossing of the map. Actually, that's one thing that maybe Corki could take a page out of, like, Valamos's book. Valamos, just every single time he crossed the map, he was just doing it in stealth, which meant that there was no chance really that he could get caught out. He was using the dash because, I mean, why would you want to be in cat form when you have the flag anyways? So Corki, going for a slightly different strategy, has slowed him down so far, but both the teams have stabilized. We now see offense. Once again, this Artesio-Norgan combo has been very scary for the flag carrier of Skill Cap so far in this game, who face elimination potentially should they lose this series. Cervantes back in defense, though, looking to wipe that out.
Yeah, Corki looking to kite around a little bit. He's going to jump over to the graveyard, but a big Star Search connects. The stacks are looking to do a lot of work here. Norgan now connecting as well onto Corki with Artesia, who has his incarnation active. Full blind onto Lontar. Going to trinket out of that. Now Artesia trying to clone his trinket. DR clone on the trinket. Full kidney shot. Maledict connects. The Spirit Link Totem gets killed off. Lontar now caught up in a bash. Corki could easily go down here. If there's one more Star Search from Artesia, he gets interrupted. Beautiful cyclone here from Donnie. He's going to make sure that Corki stays low. Corki has to trinket out of it. DR cyclone, though. This resets the stun duration, the stun diminishing returns onto Corki. Norgan is looking to sink his daggers into Corki. There it is. Big kidney shot. This could potentially be it. We see a lot of damage come out. If Artesia has any Star Surges to back that up with, Corki could easily fall, Adrian.
Yeah, this is crazy amount of pressure considering it's only 6 stacks on Corki right now. Absolutely insane damage coming out of Fiedler Gaming, really wanting to show, you know, that they are the better team in this trade right now. Cavi with his wings up, looks like he's going to be able to keep them alive for now, and they should be able to survive this offense with Cervantes back in the defense, looking to take down Norgan. Honestly, I mean, I'm surprised that Fiedler Gaming are doing such a good job of staying offensive here. Donnie being on offense is helping so much. They can't actually wipe them out. Eventually, this crowd control is going to be too much. Corki, no trinket. Smoke bomb should be coming up for Norgan as well. They forced the trinket outside of smoke bomb. So if Corki does get caught out, that could definitely be GG. 2 flags would be basically irrecoverable at this point for skill cap. They need to keep Corki alive. Meanwhile, Troyes is just sitting perfectly fine on the Demon Hunter. No one's connected to him for quite a while. Monk Arms is chasing him, but I mean, they're just unable to get a good connection. And the offense from Fiedler Gaming is looking for the kill right now.
Yeah, Norgan getting that big rogue damage out. Corki gets the Hand of Sacrifice from Cavi, gets cycloned up here by Donnie. Donnie's been doing such a great job. Artesia is trying to heal up everybody while Corki's in that cyclone. The Hand of Sacrifice should fade very shortly. Now Corki's going to take a huge amounts of damage, realizes that gets a freedom from Cavi, and he's going to try to kite away. But guess what, Corki? You're not a demon hunter, and you're being chased by your own class. Artesia trying to get some more Star Surges out. We can see Norgan with the Cloak of Shadows active, with the kidney shot, full moon. That should be it for Corki. No Hand of Sacrifice available. Cavi, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's such a bad situation for the macros. Died on offense as well, so there's no chance that skill cap will take down Troyes in the near future. Corki desperately wild charging away. It's just him and Cavi right now. Cavi does have his trinket, but doesn't have anything else to help out his team. Cervantes is actually doing such a good job of just spamming Chains of Ice so that Corki can slowly and steadily get away. Of course, no increased movement speed from this cat form. He should just be sitting in bear form, to be honest, just in case a rogue opens up on him at this moment in time. Cavi and Corki, though, they have managed to get away a little bit here. Still hot pursuit from Artesia. If Norgan can get a reconnection, that could definitely be detrimental to Skill Cap's defense at this moment in time. Lontar has reconnected, and they're actually going for the Balamos positioning. I really like this. We saw Balamos going for this positioning a lot on the Guardian Druid. Basically, what it enables is that the Guardian Druid can constantly jump down, and then every single time, he'll just wild charge up to his healers on the top of the ledge. You can see him doing it once here. This is what they needed to do. This kind of just tanking damage in the middle was not working for them, and now they actually have a good stronghold set up. Maybe their team can stay alive a little longer and enable them time to kill Troyes.
Yeah, and Artesia finally should go down here in the offense. Lontar is going to secure that kill with his lightning bolt. Now, the defense is looking super good for skill capped. Corki, of course, on that Moonkin should be able to stabilize now from the attack. Now, I want to see what's going on with Troyes, because Troyes, he seems to just be unfazed right now. The offense is just creating so much pressure that Acro hasn't really been able to connect in the same way that we saw him do in game number 1 when they played earlier today. Monkarn as well has kind of been thwarted so far. Now Acro got to be making his way over there. We can see as well that there's a druid here bashing everybody up, trying to get into position. Now we can see Norgan as well is going to potentially be sent to the graveyard here by Corki, and he looks like he's going to stabilize here. Maybe Cloak of Shadows is going to be running away. Corki actually charging him in cat form, trying to secure a kill here. He realizes it's so important to kill off the rogue. Now the attack is starting here onto Troyes. I think Corki shouldn't die to a single rogue. Actually, Artesia is there as well with Incarnation. Corki in a little bit of trouble, but so is Troyes on the flip side here. Noiri Pilot doing what he can here to keep Troyes alive. Troyes has a lot of stacks, going to jump out of the situation and make his way towards the tunnel, Adrian.
Yeah, but they do get the kill over onto Noiri. This could be a scary situation. 2v2 in offense for Fiedler Gaming as Artesia is healing up Norgan. So Corki definitely not out the woods, but it's Troyes where all the focus is happening right now. Caught up on the graveyard, an excellent jump up, but he jumps into Monk's arms and does end up dying. Who gets the cap? It is Cervantes. Cervantes able to get it, but Corki also died. The flags completely reset the stacks as well, and this is actually the perfect situation for Fiedler Gaming. They already got the cap once, unless they get quick capped, which is incredibly unlikely. That's exactly what they wanted. That was so close. Like, you really, if Corki had lived, you know, if Norgan had died, Norgan was 1% health. If Norgan had died, Corki would not have, and Corki would have won this. They would have actually got it, but it's this split of hairs between the two teams. Such an evenly matched game. but Fiedler Gaming still have the edge here.
Such a great game, but I really think that was the play of the game there. Taking down Corky there right before he is allowed to score that flag. He's going to allow the stacks to be completely reset now. As long as Troyes can make it to that flag and actually pick it up, I don't see Fiedler Gaming really dying here. Troyes going to pick up the speed buff, and he's going to jump over to the flag. There is a wild acro lurking around in the tunnel, but he's not going to be able to stop Troyes. Now, if Troyes can reconnect with his healer, at 3-minute stall-out tactic should be more than enough to secure this game number 1 here for Fiedler Gaming.
Yeah, it's looking great for them. I mean, it was such a close game. Really, really good plays from Skillcap to get the offense to take down Troyes, but obviously it wasn't quite enough. Corky narrowly going down. I feel like Corky, every single time he's given up this defensive positioning of just like being on top of the room, it seems like it disadvantages him. Like, the Rogue's Shadow Step is a longer cooldown than Corky's Wild Charge. He should just sit in that defensive positioning, spam Wild Charge up to his healers. It's what we saw Balamos doing, and it was working fantastically for him on defense. Instead, they've kind of gone for this tank the damage sort of situation, allow Artesia to spam the Cyclones, which hasn't been looking great for them. Troyes now just needs to stay alive for 2 minutes, and his team will win this with the 1-0. You can see the damage stacks are stacking up once again, only 10%. Lontar has the flag currently. We'll have to see if they can get the clean exchange over with Corky, but I mean, even if they don't, if they do, they still have to kill Troyes somehow. They're going to have to go for some big offense in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, and Troyes on that Demon Hunter is looking super solid. He's going to go back to that graveyard positioning we've been seeing him use time and time again, and he has his Holy Paladin there with him to back him up as well. Honestly, if they don't choke big time here, they should be able to do this. But you see that little statue next to Troyes? That is Monkarn's teleport location. Monkarn could look to teleport in, get maybe an incapacitate into leg sweep or a double leg sweep and set something up. However, he does not have his touch of death. There's not that many stacks yet onto Troyes, and Troyes has his trinket available as well. Honestly, I just don't see Troyes going down here, and if Fiedler Gaming plays to that, then they should be able to win. Norgan sprinting across now, trying to make his way over there as well. But I think, especially with Norgan there, they should have enough backup to secure this.
Yeah, it does look like it. I mean, they're trying to kill Donny right now. We see Monk Arms trying to get aggressive over on Tim. If they were to kill Donny, it would actually be huge. Although they are intelligently playing around the graveyard, so even if he died, they would only have about 30-second window before he resurrects. You can see Skillcap is throwing the kitchen sink right now at Fiedler Gaming. Lontar's in offense, Stavance is in offense. The entire team needs to push up and get this connection here over on to Troyes, but he's only at 60% damage increase. He's just hopping around the map, actually kiting to the complete other side, knowing how he needs to play this one. 33 seconds left. I'm not even sure Skillcap's going to catch him in that time, Z.
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very clever by Troyes. The best positioning to be on the map is on the enemy side, of course. You know that they've sent down everybody to try to take you down. That's their win condition. You have your Paladin with you as well, and yeah, that's going to be it. Skillcap going to leave that game. Troyes going to be able to sustain himself. Nuari, immediate bubble sack as well when there's 10 seconds left of the game, just in case there's 5 rogues ambushing him or something. And that's going to be game number 1 going to Fiedler Gaming.
Who comes out on top of this first 6v6 is always the biggest deal, this first team fight.
Yeah, you can collect a lot of points here. We saw a lot of big team fight wins kind of decide the game essentially because it was so close at the end. So winning this initial team fight is definitely going to be big. You see Cervantes now popping all of his cooldowns there. He's going to go ahead and asphyxiate Nuari Monk actually. If they have a follow-up stun, they do with Acro, with the Maledix as well, connecting Nuari Monk, triple DR Nostan. He might actually go down in the opening stages of the game, and he does. Donny Druid, he caught up in that Solar Beam. Cavi using his bubble here to keep his team aggressive. Now Cervantes immediately picking up the orb here for his team. Now, is he going to head to the middle or is he going to stay and PvP? That's the big question.
Yeah, that is really the big question here. We'll have to see how it opens up. Donny and Nori both dying, obviously, is like the worst scenario, and you can see why Skillcapped would pick up this map. Basically, they knew that they had the advantage in the team fight 6v6. That's probably the most brutal destruction we've seen in a 6v6 team fight. Like, that took, what, 30 seconds, a minute for them to get that win? They must be so confident now. Artesia is denying points, but actually, I don't even know if I really like this play from Artesia, because once again, Look at the points. It's 15 per tick essentially for Cervantes, and it's 1 per tick for Artesia. And they're both going to have equal stacks essentially. So as soon as this next team fight happens, it will be even once again. Artesia will most likely die. Cervantes will most likely die. But if the team fight goes anything like how it did in the first instance, Skillcap will just win it again in the 5v5, and they'll have this 200 point advantage.
Yeah, trading the 1 versus 15 point, not really going to be worth it. Artesia now as well, getting caught up here. Monkarns is looking for blood. Cervantes actually gripping Artesia to take him down with some orb carrier on orb carrier action there. Now Cervantes himself caught up in a big amount of trouble here. He's going to activate his death strikes, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to go down as well. And now Monkarns looking for the repick up. Corki going to be super quick and get that. You want Corki to carry the orb. Now on the flip side, Cervantes looking to actually pick up the next orb as well. I think he should get it. There it is. And he's going to go ahead and walk towards the middle. Corki now as well, walking towards the middle in a commanding positioning.
Yeah, there's actually a really nice play from Lontar as well. He's running the Ancestral Resurrection Totem instead of Earthen Wall, so he was able to resurrect Cervantes straight into the team fight. So even though Cervantes lost the orb, they still had the 6v5 here in this team fight. They have double orb though. I'm not 100% sure if they should have picked it up so quickly. They maybe should have looked to wipe out the team fight a little bit. Smoke Bomb kind of whiffed there from Troyes. Nothing doing really with that one. They need to get the kill over onto Nori. They need to start winning this team fight. Otherwise, Skillcap could lose both their members here and fall behind.
Yeah, actually, I was wondering how Cervantes came back to life there because he just went down with the orb, but the Resurrection Totem, nice call out on that. Cervantes gonna go down with the orb alongside with his brother Corki there. Now Monkarns gets Blessing of Protection, clicks it off, gets to the next orb and picks that up to the nice on points here. Acro is gonna fall as well with the repick up on the orange. You can see Monkarns making his way basically to the graveyard here with the green orb. He's not gonna allow anybody close to this orb until his teammates have respawned. And since the team of Skillcap are actually winning majority of these skirmishes and these like 5v5s and 6v6, I don't mind this play at all actually from the team of Skillcap.
It's kind of interesting because Skillcap had such a big advantage, and then Cervantes and Corki picked up the orbs, so they ended up losing that fight. Like, I actually think they could have just had the 6v5 advantage since they res Cervantes and gone for that, tried to win it, and then picked up the orbs, or at least like try to get some advantage before picking it up. Because basically what happened is they traded about 200 points for an entire team reset. And I mean, yes, Monkarms has the orb and is denying some points right now, but Fiedler Gaming are just getting back into this for free essentially right now. They're getting, they were about 400 points behind. Now it's only about 300. Monkarms will die in the next team fight most likely since, he has 150% stacks. He hasn't really got too many points for that trade. Rachno dies. We have to see who picks up that orb. Monkarms, they trade. Both teams, 5 versus 5 right now on the map. Corki was quick to the orb though. I like that play from him. It looks like they have a slight edge in this team fight right now. They're getting a bit of pressure. Corki could be in a bit of trouble. They're actually committing again both flag carriers. This could be a slight overextension. Skillcap getting a lot of points, but most likely they're going to lose this fight again as their DPS should die.
Yeah, let's see how long they can keep Corki and Cervantes alive. They just picked up the stacks, so they should be able to tank this damage for a little bit at least. Lontar with the Chain Heals, and let's not forget the orb makes you take more damage, but it also makes you deal more damage. A couple of Star Surge crits could definitely help Corki out here in staying alive. It looks like they are going to be able to soak up quite a bit of points so far, having 2 orbs in the middle for as long as possible. They're trying to line of sight. Corki surely is going to go down any moment here. Gets Blessing of Sacrifice there, so he's going to be able to stay alive for a couple of more seconds. Cervantes as well with the anti-magic shell. He's going to be able to stabilize for a little bit, but at what cost here, Cavi? Cavi should be taking quite a bit of damage from that Hand of Sacrifice damage over time effect, and now that it's faded, Corki potentially should go down here if they can connect any damage to him. No, he's going to switch out to Moonkin form and actually start dishing it out himself, and it looks like they're actually going to turn this around and wipe the team fight here. Cervantes and Corki still standing strong, getting so many points. I mean, this is looking more and more like a quick win for Skillcap.
That was a crazy team fight from Skillcap. Cavi actually took so much damage from the Hand of Sacrifice, he immediately Divine Shielded it, knowing how much that would do. But they somehow actually managed to win that fight with 210% damage on both their flag carriers. They just had such a lead in this game. The first wipe really showed the difference in caliber in the team fights between these two. Skillcap completely wiping the floor with Fiedler Gaming. They leave immediately, and I mean, that was an incredible it was basically a feat of strength from Skill Cap saying like, hey, we are infinitely better than you at these team fights. We will win with orbs. We'll win any situation. And I mean, Fiedler Gaming now with the map choice, they're going to have to avoid that somehow.
Yeah.
Confident there as the gates do open. One thing that will also help Skill Capped here is that they are playing the Horde side. They're actually committing 3 people to the mid car. That is a very interesting strategy. I mean, there's 3 people. It looks like we will actually have a 3v3, so maybe they just called out Fiedler Gaming would actually contest this middle car. And we have a 3v3 situation in middle. We're also going to have a 3 versus 3 situation at the mining cart. And actually, it looks like the advantage is going over to Skill Capped at the lava cart right now. They're able to flip that one. These 2 teams are dueling it out, basically arena mode right now, as they level pegging from both of them in terms of numbers.
Yeah, and right now you can see Artesia, Donnie, and Acro is completely shutting down this entire attack here. Troy's as well, and so far it's looking like Skill Cap they're going to be winning both of these skirmishes because they are winning in middle big time as well. They got the node first. They had a nice root solar beam onto Donnie outside of the center cart, and they are going to be capping this unless Cavi goes down. Cavi going to activate his divine favor, top himself up, and they are going to cap that cart. Now we can see Lontar as well down in lava, able to hold on to the base for now. Unless we see more people pile into here, we're going to see a big lead here immediately going Skill Cap's way.
Yeah, this is a disastrous start for Fiedler Gaming. Like, you don't want to lose both of the carts. Normally, I mean, yes, Skill Capped has the advantage that they're Horde. As we do see, they've managed to flip it. Incredible, actually. I'm not entirely sure how they were able to flip this one. Looked like the numbers were even for quite a while. They must have been fast to send bodies back. So that is huge for them. They really needed that. But even so, you know, like, they've lost so many resources capping this lava cart. The fact that Skill Cap were able to even contest that for such a long time now means they have complete priority in middle and they have control of both carts.
Yeah, looks really good. And Lontar there again with the Astral Protector Totem, rezzing himself up as he goes down. But while he was down, Fiedler Gaming did manage to contest the cart and swap it over to the Alliance color. So good on them. Now we can see Troy's caught up in a kidney shot here. Acrolol's doing a lot of work here, immediately taking him down with Monk Arms. And that should secure the middle cart for now. You see Lontar and Corky now making their way up north, trying to contest the northern cart here. A lot of points could be going in Skill Cap's favor here, as long as they can hold on to the middle and maybe get the top as well. That should be big for them, or they can even decide to go for middle and just contest lava. There's so many options here for Skill Cap. They definitely have the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, they have a huge advantage here, and this is the thing, in the 6v6 version of this map, there's only 2 carts, there's not 3. So getting those kills is huge. I mean, obviously it's great in 10v10 too, but in 10v10, you know, you can go for more sneaky plays with all 3 carts because you have more players. Even 1 kill in 6v6 is so impactful, and you can see Skill Capped taking full advantage of that. They're making me feel better and better about my prediction at the start of this one because I was getting a little bit nervous after watching the Warsong Gulch, but they're looking fantastic. They have control of both carts right now. They've racked up an 80-point lead passively just from cart control, just from pure like macro gameplay at this moment in time. No retaking damage. It just seems like they have the advantage in these team fights. That said, Cavi takes damage. They force Divine Shield, major defensive cooldown out of him. But if they cap both these carts, they're just going to be so far ahead on points for this map. It's going to be really difficult for Fiedler Gaming to come back. And Donnie going down as well makes it look even less likely they'll be able to pull it back.
Yeah, I think this card is going to be able to go in the way of Skill Cap with Donnie going down. Nuaripal actually as well. If he goes down, they could have free reign here on the next card as well as they wait for that one to spawn. They're going to arrive in the middle there right now. And if they get to the lava card immediately, that could be huge for them. We can see Fiedler Gaming, though, does get the first tag onto that one. But the numbers advantage is in favor of Skill Cap. We see a nice sap here from Troy's trying to slow everybody down. He slows Acro down, he slows Lontar down, and he actually does stay in stealth as well. Troy's doing a great job here. Troy's gonna actually cap that card as well, stopping Acro, I believe. Nope, it's actually kind of even. Troy's going to be forced to leave Acro to get that first initial cap there for the middle one, which is huge as well for Skill Cap. Now, if they can win the fight in lava, that is going to be just the biggest lead ever, and that's going to probably be enough to take the game. So Fiedler Gaming really needs to defend this lava card.
Yeah, they do. They're sending bodies at it right now. They do have the card advantage, of course, being Alliance favored right now. Cavi taking a lot of damage. Nuro needs to be careful. Smoke Bomb comes out, but preemptively Darkness by Artesia. Both of those abilities are now outside the cart, so teams abandoning post when it comes to those defensive cooldowns. We see a beautiful Ringer piece coming out. They need to get better use out of these Ringer pieces. We saw some fantastic ones in North America, but Fiedler Gaming so far have not made it look like the tool it needs to be. But Cavi falls. They will keep the advantage on this cap, which, as Zico said, they absolutely needed that. Nuri falling as well. This fight still looking like it should go towards Fiedler Gaming. They'll have to make sure they secure it. No one wants to run out of this at this moment in time. Corki getting knocked out for a split second should secure it for the Alliance here, as both these teams trading blow for blow. But once again, skill cap still so far ahead on cars.
Yeah, really nice defense here from Fiedler Gaming, but they need more. They need to take the middle somehow from Acro, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it. And I mean, basically, they're essentially 2 cards behind right now, so they need to somehow get a big team fight, maybe wipe skill capped, and try to contest that way later on. Right now, we can see everybody is kind of making their way up north and making their way towards the middle as well to try to contest that. And we see Fiedler Gaming is actually going to lose that cap there. That's going to be big for them.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that was basically like the last, I would say the last chance for them is if they'd somehow managed to keep that. But the fact that that cap is getting switched so close to the, I mean, it's just a 3 cap, it's a 3 card advantage with no counterplay. Fiedler Gaming, they're dying left, right, and center. Skill capped, it may have taken them the entire day. They seem to have finally found their footing. They've come online. It looks like they will be here going into Friday Fun Day, or whatever Elbref's calling it now, as we go into tomorrow's top 4. But I mean, these are the maps where you'd expect skill cap to be good, right, Zico? Like these guys play arena a lot, and actually at the start they were basically given 2 3 versus 3s, which is the perfect situation if you're arena players. Like there was no strategy to it; it was just pure winning those team fights. And I mean, it looks like Fiedler Gaming are completely crumbling here.
Yeah, Donny Boy as well looks like he's going to go down with a nice cyclone onto Nuaripala. Acro is going to finish that off. And now Acro actually fancies his chances here against Artesia Demon Hunter. I actually think he has the edge here. Artesia has to make his way back in and just try to stay alive and stall for Acro. Acro might be able to take this entire base. If Acro gets this base, that's going to be disaster time for Fiedler Gaming. Artesia gets kicked. He is trying to stay alive by ducking and weaving with the blade dance and with his... nice grip as well there from Cervantes. Chains of Ice are being activated as well. Now we can see that the cavalry is here. Corky as well looking to take Artesia down here. He does have a sheet death, I believe, and it's gonna get activated, but is it going to be enough here? If Skillcat can take this node, that would be huge for them.
They should have taken the node. How did they not take the node there? They had a 3 versus 1. Artesia 1v1's Acro. They do finally take it. They take him down. But I mean, I was going to say, like, this was a duel of honor between Acro and Artesia, you know? Cervantes and Corky basically let them do the 1v1. And as soon as Acro lost, they were like, yeah, we're taking this cart anyways. Sorry, guys. And they were able to pull it back. In the meantime, though, actually, they did lose out a card down at Lava, I believe. So the points have equalized a little bit. 250 still in favor of skill capped. They will get this top card, putting them about 400 ahead. So still a massive lead, but at least Artesia's got to feel good about beating Acro 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, Corky definitely didn't respect the 1v1 there with Cervantes, but that's okay. And now we finally see the top card getting capped here. Skill capped gonna get that one, and now the middle card should be the next big point of contention here. We see Donny Boy caught up in a stun lock, touch of death activated, and Waripala gonna trinket and try to help him out. Donny Boy getting cycloned on his life cocoon actually, as the pressure is getting swapped over to Waripala, getting kicked out. 4-man Warstomp, 5-man Warstomp actually right there. Big horde ratios coming out in this team fight. Nuaripala gets erased in a kidney shot by Acro, and it looks like Skill Capped are firing on all cylinders here to take the middle node.
Yeah, you know me, I love my War Stomps, absolutely adore them. So it's great to see an impactful one like that. And Skill Capped, I mean, they're looking incredible. Cavi will most likely die here. I've actually been pretty impressed by Fiedler Gaming. Again, they've done a fantastic job of nuking down the Holy Paladins in these fights. And I do feel like Holy Paladins are a potential weakness for all of these EU teams, to be honest, that have been running them. The only team that we saw not running the Holy Paladin was Warwick's team earlier in the day. They were running the composition we saw in North America of the Restoration Druid and the Mistweaver, which, I mean, it just looks flat out better from what I've seen. But outside of catching a few weaknesses on Cavi, this map has been looking great for skill capped. They look like they're about to cap both of these nodes, which will give them 300 points, put them one away from victory. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Fiedler Gaming calling in the tower. It's been great to watch them compete, but it looks like skill cap just had them on this map.
Yeah, skill cap finally coming into their true form here in these last 2 games with their backs against the wall, showing up a really dominant performance here. It's nice to see these guys finally turn up, and it looks like they are going to knock Fiedler Gaming out of this tournament.
So